Nothing chilling.
I was about to say I just found this nice, strong, handsome man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
nice young strong
he was
gentleman.
strong, handsome man.
Okay,
Yeah,
where you meet
he
him
was just
at?
see me just now. So,
You just met him just now.
mm-hmm.
What? Where's he from? New York.
In North Carolina,
Okay, different.
right,
I wasn't really expecting you to say that.
right. Actually,
Some
no,
people
he's
try
not in North Carolina now. He wasn't. He's from North Carolina. He lives in Atlanta.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm like the fuck.
right. Oh, okay. So he moved to Atlanta.
Yeah, but he's
Got
originally from North Carolina.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't
Right.
know. My dating life is a little weird these days.
Not as weird as mine. Not as
I
weird
just
as
don't
mine.
know
My shit
why
is
niggas wanna,
outrageous.
why niggas wanna try to get you sexually before they get you mentally. Like you're stupid. I don't get that.
It's
And
this
that's what
shit.
our topic is about tonight. Is sexuality is we used to call it getting whipped back in the day. Remember that?
This is
Oh,
sparkling
she
apple
whipped.
pear. By the way, I don't drink, so,
Okay.
so
Oh, I
I
knew
just
that.
okay.
The viewers didn't know.
Right. Just letting the viewers know I don't
Right.
like alcohol. So,
Yeah. I think it's and there goes my brother Mark. Mr. Ghani is on the line. What's up, Mr. Ghani?
Hey,
Hey.
can you hear me?
what up?
Yes, we can hear you very well. But yeah, we're talking about this. We're gonna go right into this subject because you know this is something that I always wanted to know. When people say that they're whipped, you remember that term, Mark, back in the day
Hmm.
when people used to say, "Oh, you whipped."
They don't still use that? Damn,
Yeah, they still
I'm
use it.
lost.
They still use it. Okay, see, I'm not sure. I haven't heard it in so long, so I don't know.
We ain't that old.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's one of those words where it's like, okay, what did the word come from? Does that mean that you just gone? Is that a sexual thing? Is that a mental thing that you just nuts? You know, I always wanted to know what the word whip mean.
You don't know what that means?
Well, I ain't never been whipped, so I don't know.
But you know what it means. You probably never been killed either. You know what that means.
That's what I'm saying. If I don't know what it means, I can't say it. I don't know what it means. I know that whipped. It's so many versions of it's so many ways of saying it that it's like, okay, does that mean sexually whipped? Does it mean mentally whipped? Emotionally, you're gone from because of that person, um, or is it all of
All of it.
it?
All of it. You got to remember though, like the presupposition to being whipped and the reason why people use it as a pejorative is that um love is the only game where the loser is the one that loves.
Okay.
Is it, don't you find that odd? But that's what it is. It's like two people playing a game to see who cares the most, and the one who cares the most is the loser.
Hmm.
So this is the type of shit that we
It's
play.
actually, yeah, that is true though. It's really unfortunate that it's like that, but that's kind of true.
I don't even know if it's unfortunate because I think when people do something all the time and they obviously want it to be that way, how can it
Hmm.
be unfortunate?
Right. Yeah,
Maybe
because
we're
you're
the
choosing.
unfortunate ones
Either
because
way,
we
you're
refuse
choosing
to
it. Yeah.
accept it.
Right. So, I mean, have either one of you ever, been in a state of mind where you felt like you were whipped by that person?
No.
Do y'all want to admit that?
No, I'd be honest. I mean, I've had
Mhm.
situations where, my toes was looking like fingers.
Oh, damn. They grew? Jesus.
Straighten out. I think we've all had that, but in terms of whipped, no, I don't think so. Because it's like, to me, that takes on another level of basically just you'll go wherever that person goes, or you just, you do whatever. And I've never been like that.
Under
Okay.
somebody else's power and
Yeah,
control. Yeah.
yeah. I've always
Yeah.
had my wits about me in any situation, even if I love the person.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So you basically you kept your mind, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it takes a. I don't want to say this.
Say it, bruh.
Nah, nah, I can't really say that. I can't say that it's inaccurate. I was gonna say that it. I think a weak person gets whipped, but I don't want to say that. I don't want to make that statement.
Yeah,
You
see, that was
just
gonna be
did.
my next question was, is that a weak-minded person? And is weak-minded, what is weak-minded? What does that mean?
I hesitate to call people weak because
Hmm.
we all, you know, what they say. What's that song? Everybody plays the fool.
Right.
So I don't want to make it seem as if, oh, you weak if you got hurt, or you weak if you gave your heart, or whatever. I don't want to
Mhm.
come off that way. But I
Right.
think that when you lose yourself in somebody else, I think in order for you to do that, you can't really be secure in yourself. That seems kind of codependent to me.
Okay.
Like just that mere thought that somebody is your everything and you all into night. I don't think that that's necessary for you to love somebody.
Hmm.
You know, you
So,
can't you can't just lose who you are and lose all common sense. And I know what they say. Oh, well, that's what love is. Nah, fuck that.
hmm.
I love my mom. I love the people closest to me, my friends and family. I don't go crazy, like that and lose my mind over them. And those are the people that's closest to me.
Right. So it sounds like it's more whipped is more is more connected to sexuality then. The
Yeah,
sexual,
sex.
yeah,
Remember
the
that Eddie
sexual,
Murphy Raw joke where he was saying about
yeah. Ooh,
yeah,
yeah. Right.
that's what it's about. It's a sexual overtone to it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
is that I mean, Tanika, have you ever felt like that about somebody? Like you felt like, ooh,
Woo woo woo.
We've all felt that. Now I know like
you
that's
felt
nothing
like,
unusual.
this person rocked your world and put it in a flower basket and handed it to you.
But you do know this, right? This is the
Mhm.
thing that people don't understand. Um, and it boils down to the way that the body works and just mentally. Like I learned this when I went to the slave theater in Brooklyn. When you eat orange,
Mhm.
orange doesn't give you vitamin C.
Okay.
A human cell is a human cell. An orange cell is an orange cell.
Right.
It doesn't get in your body and magically transform into a human cell.
Mhm.
The orange produces the vitamin C that's already inside of you. It's the interaction of your body with the orange that creates that stimulates the vitamin C that's already there.
Mhm.
So when it comes to people, like when people say, "Oh, this one blew my mind," you're blowing your own mind. It's just your state of mind during the sex is
Mhm.
what's causing you to reach that level of euphoria. It's not the person that's doing it to you. They're just the
I, I
vehicle that's
I feel
allowing
that.
you to do it.
I feel that.
So that's why I think, like,
So
that's why I said,
basically,
if you're a rational person, if you understand this, that you don't bug out just because
mhm.
you came really hard. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know what that's about.
Okay. So it's actually it's their mind playing tricks on them.
Everything is you. Everything. That's the one thing that I've learned on this short time on this planet. Everything is you.
Okay.
We want to attribute everything to somebody else. It's like a good teacher is not really teaching you anything. All they're doing is making the path clear so that you can do what you already know.
Okay,
that's that's all it is. So like people want to attribute too much to everything outside of themselves.
got you. Tanika.
I agree.
So you feel like
We'll say
that
this though.
I mean, in your relationships, Tanika, has that been the case where you felt you thought you were, head over heels, and this person had you sexually, and then to come, find out that it really was you just how you looked at them. It wasn't really what they did, like Mark was explaining, that it wasn't them. It was just how you were feeling about that person that made that emotion bigger than what it was.
Hmm.
Because that's something to think about. I never even looked at it like that, because it's not necessarily what the person. Well, then I don't know, because sometimes it is what the person has done. So if somebody's never done something to you in bed, and or in the, in that intimacy that you're feeling with that person, or that you're experiencing with that person, if they've never done something to you, or done something, you've never experienced that type of love making before, that can make your mind think, okay, this person is doing something to me that allows me to feel a certain way that I've never felt before.
Well,
So is that what whipped is?
nothing makes your mind do anything. You
Hmm.
make yourself like if somebody does something to you that you never experienced before, that's just the experience itself is subject to your interpretation
Okay.
because it could be a good experience or a bad experience. It all depends on how you perceive it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's like it still all boils down to you. And nobody makes anybody do anything. It's like we interpret things and we assign things to people. Like you could see a person and you just assign value to that person based on how they look
Right.
or based on how they talk or some superficial thing and you just assign value to them. You don't even know them, but it's because
So
of their presence or whatever or how you're perceiving them, you will assign value to that person and it's not always justifiable.
okay. Hmm.
So it's like nobody's making anybody do anything. That's the thing about because I've been involved in the whole dom sub relationship before,
Hmm.
and everybody thinks that it's the dom is the one that's in control, or that's the strong one, and the sub is a weak one. But what they don't understand, that's a relationship.
Hmm.
It's two people feeding off of each other. One person needs this, and the other person needs that. So it's like a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Okay.
It's just that that's the roles that they play within that.
Gotcha.
That's all. So it's a lot of stuff is all well, I won't say a lot. All of it is about interpretation. You bring yourself. That's why when I hear women say, "Oh, a man has never made me orgasm," I'm like, You sitting up there waiting for a man to make you have an orgasm? There's something wrong with you."
Right, because it's and I think we talked about this before in the very first one or the second one. I can't remember which one it was, that women are more in control of their, of whether they get to that climax or not, more than men are.
Exactly. Just like
Hmm.
we all are. It's like if you're gonna sit there and think about how outside of yourself you are, when you're
Hmm.
giving another person control over your orgasm,
Right.
could you imagine if men did that? Like, most guys is like, yo, I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah.
They're gonna get this. They're not sitting up there, oh, she didn't do this, she didn't do that. They if you're having sex, let go.
Right.
Let go. What is that's that level of uptight would turn me completely off.
I
Like
get it.
I'm used to being comfortable and relaxed in that situation, not being tense and you got
Hmm.
to figure out somebody like they a Rubik's cube. First of all, why would you even put that on somebody else? Just let
True.
go and enjoy yourself like an adult.
And you know what? Even with saying that, again, I've met a few women in my life where that has always been a problem for them to let go. They always thought that something was wrong with them, and as you get older, you just realize that some people just don't know how to have sex.
They don't know how to let go. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong. It's
period.
nothing
That's the same
wrong with
thing. They
them.
don't they
But
don't know how to have sex.
keep in mind, I'm not talking about traumatic events like, rape and sexual assault. I'm just
Right.
eliminating
Yeah.
that out of the equation because that's going to bring another set of things. I'm talking about just people that have this inability to always want to be, uh, or I should say, the inability to not be in control.
Okay.
Who always want to be in control, always want to, like, they don't know how to be in the act. They just outside of themselves always.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to experience sex.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to
You're supposed to
analyze it.
experience. To me, you're supposed to experience the person, not
Right.
necessarily sex, but sex is the action that you're doing. While you're
Well,
experiencing the person.
I'm making an
Because I can I
assumption.
can have sex and not really be that. Because that's happened where I'm having sex, but I'm not really into the person,
Well, see,
and it
that's a
was horrible.
problem.
It
That's a
was
problem
horrible
because why? My question is, why are you having sex then?
because I was horny
And with a
and they were
person that you didn't
available.
give a shit about?
I mean,
They
it
were the
wasn't it
vehicle.
wasn't
I
so
get
much
where
that
you're
I didn't
no,
care.
go ahead, say what you were getting ready to say. They were the vehicle. I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell
they were
you this.
available. I'm not gonna lie about that. It was, and that's in my past, not now, but yeah, it was just one of those things where they were available, and I thought the shit might have
Okay,
been worth my while, and it wasn't.
but wait, I'm confused.
Hold
No,
on.
not I'm not
Some
confused
women
about
don't
that.
depend on a sex toy or masturbation
I hate toys
to
and
have an
masturbation.
orgasm. Let's be clear
Mhm.
about that part.
Wait, say
Mm.
that again. I didn't hear you.
Not every woman is okay with using toys and other objects to get an orgasm.
Hated it.
I'm not a fan of them. And I've tried them. Trust that.
Hated it.
I want the real shit. Let's be clear
Wait,
about
so
that.
you're telling me
So
that if
my getting to a climax or at any point, yes, it is reliable on the ding-a-ling. I'm sorry, it is.
so you've never brought
I got sex
yourself to an
toys.
orgasm?
I've had them. I had a whole box full of them.
No,
But
I
they
don't
don't
care
do
what method
shit.
you
They don't
use. It
do
could
what
be
the
a
real
toy or
thing
what.
do, bruh.
No, of course. Like, of course, having sex with a person is not going to be like masturbation. But what I'm saying is, I think that everybody should have the ability to bring themselves to an orgasm. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that because you bring yourself to orgasm, like, oh, this is whack. I would rather have sex. I think
That's a
everybody would
lot of
rather
fucking
have
work.
sex.
Right.
I think everybody would rather have sex, but I mean, come on.
That's
Like,
a
Right.
lot of fucking work. I gotta do
see,
one
that's a
myself.
problem.
I'm
That's a
sorry.
problem.
And see, I got to stand with my sister right now because I'm feeling the same way. Like, okay, I got to think of a motherfucker. I got to figure
I
out,
can't.
See, this is the difference between men and women, and that's the reason why these women can't have an orgasm because they dependent upon
Exactly. Listen.
somebody else.
right,
See, a guy
Exactly.
he doesn't need to have somebody else to have an orgasm.
right.
Yeah, a guy doesn't, but a woman. I'm sorry. A
Yeah,
lot of us want the
it's
real
hard
thing.
to look at a picture of a guy, a guy's penis and be like, oh, yeah, that's turning me on to where I'm about to. Oh, it don't work like that with us.
I
And
know, I know, and
No,
that's the
that's like what
problem.
you just said earlier that uh, when women are dependent on someone else to give them an orgasm and shit. Like I was just like, wait a minute. Yes, we are a resounding yes.
So that means if you don't get none, then you ain't gonna have one.
I'm gonna be mad as fuck right now.
See, we ain't gonna be mad. You see, you can walk around being mad. We ain't gonna be mad at all. We gonna take care of that situation.
Okay.
Y'all must be bugging. You gonna be up there. You gonna
Dead
sit there
ass,
and be
man.
upset
I
rather
would
than
just
take care of
rather
yourself.
not do it if I gotta do it
Exactly, because I need to
myself.
have that connection. And if I'm
But
not gonna get that
Right.
connection that I need,
but see,
I'll go
that's
without and just be an angry motherfucker.
see th- see this is good. This is good. We're learning a lot about it because this is the reason. Like, and people have talked about this before.
Oh my God.
I'm
Men are
being
more
real, man. I'm just keeping
frivolous.
it a buck, man.
What
Just
they
keeping
say,
it a
like
buck.
they say that
But dead
um
ass, like
sperm.
I'm just saying, some of us women, yeah, we done tried this sex toys and the vibrators. Nah,
And you know
not
what? The
like the real thing.
vibrator can fuck your shit up if you
For
use it
real,
too
it
much.
can. It
Let
hurts.
me tell you, ladies, put the vibrator down. Okay? In a minute, you ain't gonna feel that motherfucker, okay?
I
You're
don't
not
want
gonna feel
foreign
it.
objects up in
What?
my shit. No, I want the
It
real
will
thing.
numb the shit out
So,
your stuff. No, after a while, I don't think you should do that very long term.
exactly. Mess your
Okay, we
shit
going
all the way
we
up.
going to the extreme now.
I'm serious, yo. I'm only bringing this up because the other night I was actually last night I was on watching Tiffany Haddish, who has her own sex toys that are coming out soon, right?
Oh, she's another
Her, it was
Candy.
her, Afion Crockett, and who else was it? Angela Yee. I think it was Angela Yee. And she was showing all of her like plethora of different sex toys. I'm like, you got comment? You got all these over 40 fucking sex toys. Why? When you got a man, like I can't.
They don't go together.
Exactly.
I mean, Candy, even with Candy on from
Yeah.
Escape, she started her thing. I think Candy is just a freak like that. Candy just get and Candy has always been like that.
No, I'm talking
And she
about
gets into
Tiffany
that.
Haddish.
Right. And then what I'm saying is that I think it's just some women that just get into that stuff. I'm just not one of them.
Yeah.
Also, there's another
Okay.
thing that we gotta realize is that y'all can get sex whenever you want it. It's a little bit
No, that's not
difficult for
true.
men to
That's
do
not
that.
true.
Oh,
That's not true,
please.
Mark.
Come on.
That's not true.
All you gotta do is walk it. If Kasha, if you walked into a room and just pointed to your shit and said, ugh, somebody gonna want to fuck you.
Really? Is that how she's gonna sound when
Yeah,
she
she ain't even gotta be sexy with it.
does?
Just go, ugh, get over here. And watch how many people line up to fuck your ass. Come on, this is not even an arguable discussion. Guys gotta work for fucking ass. Women don't have to do shit except pick which guy they want to fuck them.
God, I cannot. Listen.
All
Come on,
women don't.
let's keep it real.
It ain't as easy as you
You
think,
just gotta
bro.
pick which one wants to.
Without
Like, there's
losing
plenty
some
of dudes
integrity.
you turning down. All you gotta do is just say, "All right, come on through."
But you know what? I'm a realist first. I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
Absolutely.
And
Same.
I know everybody's not attracted to me, no matter what. And even if you like my eyes, that don't mean you like me. That don't mean you want to fuck me.
Right.
It just means that you just find me, okay, she's attractive a little bit. I like her eyes. She got a big ass, but I don't want to fuck her.
Like I said,
Because I do that to men, so I know I'm smart enough to understand that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So
it's
no,
not. It's
even
not
if I'm
about
interested
being.
in that guy, that don't mean that he's interested in me.
It doesn't mean being about everybody's cup of tea. It means that if a guy walks into a room, points at his shit, and says, ugh, all the women in that room go like, "Who the fuck is this nigga?" A girl does it. Guys will be online fighting to see who's gonna fuck her. That's the truth. Guys,
I
it's just the
agree with you.
women don't have to work for fucking sex. That's the reason why women don't really have game, because they don't need it.
Right.
They don't
True.
have to. They don't, when's the last time you had to finesse a guy into fucking you? That doesn't even make any
Yeah, I haven't.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, I don't have that problem. No.
The
No,
guy is the one that got to come up with a line. He got to come up and look right. He got to do this. He got to have all the presentation. He got to approach. He got to have the
because,
vibe. He got to do all this shit to
but
get
Mark,
you.
that's because of how women are built. Men are built differently than women. We all know that. Women are just built by vibe alone. If women are not vibing with that man, it don't matter what he does. She's not gonna give him none.
I hope you
So
don't think you disagreeing with me, are you?
if I'm vibing with you, if I'm feeling you and I'm feeling your energy, I'm feeling your essence, yes, you can get it. But if
That's what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
feeling you, it don't matter what you do. You
That's
can be charming or whatever. If I'm not feeling you, it's just I'm not feeling you.
isn't that what I just said?
Yeah,
We
But
agree. That's what I'm
right,
saying.
I
yeah,
know what I'm making the distinction is that I think it's just because that's just how men are, because I know that there's some men that don't have to beg. They don't have to do anything right or whatever. I know it's a bunch of men that don't have to do that. And women flock to them and can't wait to be number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, there's a small portion of men that have the ability to do that.
Mhm.
That's not the vast majority. Like you got to be an exceptional man to do that. Because
Right,
not if you take 10 guys, it's probably going to be one guy that all 10 women want to fuck, one or two of them,
right.
and the rest of them they don't give a shit about them. So those guys are always going to be they almost like the equivalent of a fine girl, almost. But
Mhm.
even then, you take a super fine woman and she still will run circles around a fine guy with
Okay.
the opposite sex. It just is what it is for the reasons that you say. But like I said,
Mhm.
there's no difference between a reason and an excuse as far as I'm concerned. It is what it is.
Right. Yeah,
you know?
it's true. That's true. It is what it is. I think like, I think it just varies. Some people don't have to work for it. Some people don't. Some women have to work for it. Some women have to get that man to be comfortable enough to be with her. I know some women that have done that. A matter of fact, I know a few women that's happened to where the guy wasn't, was like, damn, she moving real quick. She God, I just met her, and she wanted to fuck on the first date or the first whatever. I know,
hmm
yeah,
Well, that's because you know
and he
why,
was
right?
like running around like, dude, I'm scared to be alone with this person.
But you
You
know
know
why, right?
why?
Because that turns men off. She's basically playing the role of the man,
Okay,
and
so
that's what turns him off.
men don't want to be pursued like that.
No, men want. We had this discussion before, and I told you
Okay,
that what men want is passive aggression. They want go signals because he's a man. He knows what to do.
okay,
You don't have to say, oh, let me buy you a drink. Oh, let me take you out. Let me do this. Let me do that. No, all you got to do is give him passive aggressive signals, give him go signals, and the guy will take over from there. It's like when he's dancing, he wants to do the lead.
okay.
That's all. So, but if you coming on strong and you taking on the role of a man, and that's a turn off for a man. I know it's a turn off for me.
Yeah, it was a turn off for him. But the guys that I was talking about, and there was nothing I could do about it because I told the person, hey, pull back a little bit. You scaring the shit out of dude, and
That's why
to
I think
no avail.
a woman that can't attract guys is that's a level of incompetence that I don't even understand.
And
It is
and
so
she's a beautiful,
easy,
and this girl was a
easy.
very beautiful. Matter of fact, the three that I'm talking about, very beautiful women, but
hmm
they felt the need to be aggressive when it came down to men, and it scared them off.
Right, right. It turns him off. It's a turn off.
Hmm. Wow.
Unless you want, like, there's some guys that like a dominant woman,
Mm-hmm.
but is that the type of guy you want?
No.
If I
You know,
gotta
I
play,
remember we
if I
had this conversation before,
role,
Latasha. I don't think we could talk
Right.
about it on the air, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
don't want that.
Mm-mm.
I, 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 if I and I get irritated by that because I have friends and guys that I'm interested in, but they want me to sweat them, and I'm just like, it's not in me. Like I can't do it. I
Sweat
can't.
them?
Oh,
What do you
wait,
mean?
wait, wait.
They're
They want you to
out.
sweat them?
They want me to sweat them.
What do you mean?
Like the fuck? No, I'm dead ass, dead
No, but
ass.
what do you mean by that?
Meaning wanting me to consistently call, to consistently reach out, to be the first person to reach out. Like I'm dealing with this one dude right now, and I'm just like, I'm not fucking calling you.
So
You
he
want
wants
me?
you to be the
You
dom?
gave me your number. You pursue me. I'm not pursuing you. The fuck I look like. I'm
That's
not
weird.
doing the man's role, and I get irritated because majority of the time men will not approach me unless I'm aggressive. Fuck is that?
What?
That
Get
is
out of
weird.
here. I'm dead ass.
That
Dead
is
We
very
ass.
got a
weird.
we got a
Live
bunch
my
of
plight,
men
guys.
out
I'm
here
trying
that's
to tell you.
it's some different breeds out
Yeah,
here now.
maybe I've been out of the game for a while. I don't know what's going on out there.
Exactly. It's some
Because
new bullshit
before,
rules.
in my day, and I hate to say that because it makes me sound so fucking old, but
I'm right
all
up
it
there
took
with you, bro.
all it took was a smile. All it took was a guy knowing that if he was to approach you, he's not going to get embarrassed and get his head chopped off, and that's all it took.
Right. And
Because
you
it
know
takes
what?
it takes a lot of like people underestimate. Like I used to have talks about this with female friends of mine. They say, "Oh, well, I don't like a guy to come up to me who's nervous. I want him to be confident." And I said, "All right, I understand what you're saying, but I want you to realize this. If a guy is coming up to you and he's not nervous and he's totally confident, it probably means that he's used to coming up to girls all the fucking time. So,
Yeah,
do you have a problem with that?
I agree.
Because that's how you get confident by
Mm-hmm.
approaching a lot of women, getting turned down, and where you get a thick skin where it doesn't bother you. So when you approach them, it's like, oh well, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If she's down, she is. If she isn't, peace. Those type of guys, that's what comes with that.
Okay.
But
So
then
the
they got a
guys that she's
problem with it.
talking about though, what where did that come from? Where did I want a woman to sweat me. Where did that come from? Because I've seen that before too, where you give the guy your number because he asks for it. Um, and if I give you my number, please listen to this, fellas. If I give you my number, that means I'm interested. So let's go from there. There's no competition on who calls who, how many times, and who calls first. I hate that shit. If I gave you my
That's
number and I said call
how
me, then
this
that means call me. That means you can call me. I gave you my number.
See,
right.
here's the problem, Latasha. It is not your problem because you're genuine.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that doesn't always work because you
Okay.
have people playing games with each other.
Right.
So if he
That's true.
calls you, she's gonna translate that as, "Oh, this guy's thirsty."
Yeah, them, yeah.
You see what I
Okay.
mean?
Wait a
That's
minute. She
enough.
You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
what?
She's gonna think he's thirsty. So it's not you guys' fault.
Mhm.
It's really other women's fault.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say that too. It's just women have treated men in such a way to where men don't trust women like us.
Right.
They think we're gonna do the same thing. So it's almost like you gotta prove yourself going in the door, before you really get to know that person. You gotta prove you're not that girl.
Absolutely.
Oh,
It's so annoying.
this
It's
is
very
something
annoying. But yeah, you gotta prove you're not that girl that
this is
did stuff.
something this is something that's going on right now. Men
Hmm.
are not approaching women.
Yeah,
But
no, they're not.
I hear a lot of women saying that they complain. I'm like, well, who do you want to blame for that?
Right.
I
Y'all
Yeah,
need to
hear
talk. You need to
that
I
talk.
hear
discussion is going. That
You
discussion
I
is
need
know
to
you
going
got a
on.
talk.
whole bunch of men in your inbox.
You need
So
to
that's why
talk.
I didn't reach out.
You need to talk to your sisters.
So
Because
then
that's the reason. That's the reason
Tamika,
why they
I'm
not
just
being
like,
approached.
yo, no, nobody's thinking, because everybody's thinking the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not gonna reach out to her because she probably got a whole bunch of, and then my shit be dry as motherfucker. Like, you mean tell me I gotta reach out to you? Here, it's some
right.
bullshit. The game has changed, y'all. Stay where the fuck you at.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the only game where the loser is the one that actually cares the most.
Oh my god.
That's the loser. God forbid you're in a
Wow.
relationship and somebody actually loves you. I mean, who the fuck wants that?
Right.
Absolutely. Who does?
Who wants that? You
Who
want
does?
somebody that don't give a shit about you so you can try to fight for their attention. That's what people want.
Yep.
And
And
this
I'm
shit
just not
is
the one to
So
backwards
fight
as
for
hell.
somebody's
if
attention. If
that's the
I don't have your attention,
dysfunctional
fuck
if,
you.
if
Bye.
that's the dysfunctional shit that we got to deal with, then you got to
Get
take
down.
everything that comes with that.
Yeah. See, and I've learned that sometimes just going into a new relationship, putting it out there, because when I see the signs of insecurity and that you finna make me work for something that I haven't proven, I'm gonna work harder for you to like me, and it's supposed to be mutual. It was a mutual understanding. It makes me cringe a little bit
But
because
Natasha,
I know where the insecurity is gonna lead me to,
this
and
is why
it's not fun.
this is why it's good that you have these conversations with people like
Hmm.
me
Yeah.
because you can totally understand. Now,
Hmm.
my experience.
Yeah.
So I'm the one who's on it like that. It's like, who the fuck is you?
Right.
Why
Brother
should I be
Ali.
pursuing and chasing and courting you? I did that shit before and look what it got me.
Right.
So I want to know how the fuck you feel about me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like we looking
Man,
at it
this
from
some
all
bullshit.
different perspectives.
Everybody got all of their vendettas, and meanwhile,
Yep,
nobody getting hit up.
exactly.
Brother Ali
Exactly.
is in here. Brother Ali, I know you've been listening to the conversation. You want to add anything to this?
Damn, I'm not.
Brother Ali?
Oh,
I
this
actually just got in, so I haven't heard much yet.
Oh,
okay.
okay. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about relationship. Well, actually, it started off about being whipped. And what the meaning was behind that, but we're going into an area to where we're talking about, why people are not, why women are getting not getting men that want to do the chase anymore. Um, my sister was just saying that the guys that she meets tend to want her to chase them. After offering their number, then they want her to chase them and be the first to call, be the first to initiate things, just, basically just so that they can feel better about, her being, or, basically her trying to prove herself to them when
Yeah.
it was their, initial request for her attention. So, the question is why do we do that? Because it's a lot of people. I mean, just all of us, we tend to, be in a state of mind right now where it's like, okay, why are we single right now? Why are we single? Why is it so hard for everybody to get together and understand who we are to each other and understand, what the dynamic is? If you like me, I give you my number, I tell you to call, then that means call me. If I don't give you my number and tell you not to call me, then you might want to step back. Why can't it be that simple?
Mm, I think people are built a little different nowadays. I
Hmm.
mean, men and women, are built a little different. I mean, yeah, you can't generalize it in one thing, but at the same time, like you do have a lot of women who uh, they I put it like this. I feel like a lot of guys feel like now, women have changed to only want like certain things out of a guy, or like, money, or like materialism, or different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have a percentage of guys who won't talk to a certain woman because women are so, the perception, and this is perception, and that's how perception is strong. It can become your reality because
Mm-hmm.
you got so many Instagram this and Facebook that. People live in this social media world nowadays, and that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing too. A lot of people might just be, um, it's less. It may be another way that we're not aware of, that people are getting together because technology has changed too a little bit. You know what I mean? So a lot of times people might be getting together in ways that we're not perceiving. You know what I mean? That we
Right.
used to just go up and talk to somebody, where they might just be inboxing or different things like that nowadays. You know what I mean? So, but I think it's a lot of different little dynamics that causes it to be like that. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of times guys go up to a girl or don't want to go up to a lady because of a lady might be, they might think, I don't want to get rejected. And so a lot of men aren't built like that anymore. You know what I mean? Where it's like they can't stand rejection. I mean, you see it all the time with men, what they
Mm-hmm.
do. I mean, I see situations, or especially on Facebook and different things, where people are fighting their girls, killing themselves on their girl, over a girl,
Yeah.
killing women because they wanted to leave them. So a lot of these dudes ain't built the same no more. You know what I mean? At the same time, so they can't even stand rejection. They can't even stand that. So they might not feel like I want her to show me that she wants me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of chicks have become more masculine, and a lot of guys have become a lot more feminine in some ways too. You know what I mean? So it's like a role reversal in some degrees too, on that level. But you're gonna
I
always
agree.
have the guy who doesn't care, who will, talk to any girl that go by. You know what I mean? Too. You're gonna have that demographic too. So it's just
Yeah,
different
it's
thing. I
like
don't think you could
nobody
just put
wants
it
to
in
get
one, sum it up in one thing, huh?
yeah. It's like nobody wants to get their feelings hurt no more.
Yeah.
And nobody
Right.
can. It's like nobody can take rejection no more,
Mhm.
and on both
Mhm.
sides, nobody can take it no more. And there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with rejection. I've been rejected.
Right.
You think I give a
Right.
fuck?
I think people thinking, because people live such a social media mindset, is like, oh, if she rejects me, then she's gonna blow me up on Facebook, or blow me up on Instagram, or humiliate me, or embarrass me, or I don't know. You know what I mean? You just have. So I think people have gotten
Because it's
so,
happened.
like you said, yeah, because it happens. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I've
like
seen
nobody wants
women.
to be the victim, or at
I've
least in
seen
victim mindset. You know.
I've seen women do that. Get online and I mean destroy their baby father, exes. I mean
Right.
destroy them so much personal information. I'm like,
Right.
whoa,
Right.
that's a lot. That's a
Right.
lot. That's going a little too far. You don't
And I've
want the
seen
guy
guys
who's
do the
not
same
needing you.
too.
First of all, you picked him, bitch. Okay.
Hmm.
So what
Hmm.
does that really say about you? And second of all, it's just we've done a horrible job as women, um, you know, giving out the rejection. There's a way to, as a friend of mine said, there's a right way to do wrong or to say
Uh,
something wrong or to give the wrong, there's a right way to do it.
right.
So when you get people and first of all, you have to understand that people are sensitive and people are, fragile. Everyone is fragile. To some extent, everybody is fragile. And I never have been the type of person where if somebody was interested, because I embarrass very quickly. I
Right.
turn red. I get embarrassed. So if someone is interested or they're trying to holler at me while I'm out, I give them my contact. I say, thank you. I'm not interested. I'm on my way. I don't really have time to talk, but thank you so much. To me, the look when I give them that answer was more than, anything because it was just, I don't have to say, no, don't talk to me. I don't have to be that way.
Yeah.
I don't have to give the, the nasty girl, like you bothering me look. I don't have to do that. And I've seen women do that, and that's the wrong way to do it. And this is the reason why men are not
Absolutely.
approaching us no more.
That's what you
Yep.
call no class.
Yep.
A man opens the door for a woman and she goes in and doesn't say thank you. That irritate. I've seen men get irritated because that woman did not say thank you and just expected for her door to be opened by a
Right.
stranger because he was a man. Okay, every time someone opens the door for me, whether it's a little kid, a little boy, or a grown ass man, I look and I said, "Thank you, sweetheart," and I keep it moving. Because the reason why they did that is because they were looking to do something nice for a woman that obviously they were taught to do. So for us to act the way we do sometimes, it's sad. And this is the reason why we're not being approached anymore. Nobody wants that attitude from us because men are more fragile. To me, men are more fragile than women are, especially their feelings, especially their egos.
These days, definitely.
Yeah, you can't,
Absolutely.
you could really damage, a man, or a young boy, a teenager. You could really damage them by saying the wrong thing at the wrong time and not realize that you're doing it.
Mm.
And for mothers who have young sons, what the fuck are you teaching them? And you have young daughters, what are you teaching them? It's just real sad. It's real sad. But yeah, I think I sent you guys this post about the girl who was um, telling her boyfriend she was trying to keep him from leaving out the door, and she was
Yeah.
grabbing
Yeah.
him, and he started
Yeah.
recording and said,
Right.
"Look, this is what happened. If I push her a little bit off me, she's going to call the police, and this, and this is going to happen." And
Hmm.
then it goes to another scene where the girl is sitting there bragging and saying, "This is what I do to control him, manipulate him to do exactly what I want him to do."
See, the
Sad
problem
shit,
that
dude.
problem was
That's
there
fucked up.
before that even went down. There was a problem. That's
Yeah.
just the manifestation of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You definitely.
Because I judge
Definitely.
women by how they treat people. Like I remember, it was this girl. They have the African Street Festival um around July 4th, and this was a few years ago, and I met this girl, really really attractive girl,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to the street festival. And one of the sisters paid her a compliment and said that her hair looked beautiful, and she like rolled her eyes at the sister, and that just completely turned me off.
I'm
Like
sure.
after that, I was done. Like
That's happened to
what?
me before.
Like what would make you do that?
That's happened to me before.
Wow.
I tried to help this girl, she was having problems parking, and she was, trying to go into this club. This happened a few weeks ago. And she was trying to park her convertible into this small spot around the corner from my house. And I stopped and I looked at her and I said, "Do you need some help?" The middle of the night,
Hmm.
nobody else around. I said, "Do you need some help?" This bitch looked at me and said,
Hmm.
I said,
Wow.
"Wow,
That was
okay,
exactly how she did to the girl, and I was like,
Mm-mm.
so in other words, see,
okay."
That's a
I
turn off.
judge people by that because that means
Mhm.
I'm gonna get that eventually.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's ugly.
that
That's
threw
really
me so
ugly.
much. I was like, I'm offering my help. It's better that it's me than some man who might take advantage because you are in a convertible, bitch.
Mm.
All he
Wow.
got to do is yank your little ass up out of there. At least I'm trying to help you. But she looked at me like I was some simpleton
Like you was
peasant shit.
trash.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, bitch. Okay.
I
All
have
right,
given
slide
women
in then.
compliments on the street here in New York, and they ain't got earbuds in their ear or nothing, and they just look at me and roll their eyes. I'll be like, "What the
Yeah, like you
fuck?
supposed to.
We can't even show
I've
love
had
to each other
compliments from
as
homeless
sisters."
people in the street, and I'll say thank you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nobody has to listen. There's a lot of people. Nobody has to say shit to you.
No.
The fact that
Exactly.
somebody saw you and said, "Wow, you look nice," and kept it moving, what is the problem? It's
Yep.
like this is the thing. Like I hear
Let me,
women say this a lot.
Mark, let me
There's
say
a few
something to that.
women.
Let me say something to that. What Mark was just saying, ladies, is that that person didn't have to give you a compliment, but they noticed you. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's women, some women who say the reason why they act the way they do is because men da 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 da. And the way
Mhm.
I look at it is like I remember before Uber, I would try to catch a cab and the cab would go right past me. I usually had to get a sister to catch it, or sometimes a white woman would catch it.
Okay.
Am I supposed to accept being passed over by the cab because cab drivers had a bad experience with somebody who was black like me? So I'm just supposed to accept it then. I'm not a criminal.
Right.
And that's why when a cab, and I know this sounds bad, but this is, hey, it is what it is. When a cab driver would get killed, you know what I would always say? Well, maybe had you picked me up, you still be alive.
Hmm,
Hello, somebody.
hmm.
I'm not going to accept bad treatment because you have a problem with somebody that look like me. Fuck you.
Right. Right.
If I say good morning
That
to
part.
you, say good morning to me. What's the problem?
Exactly.
Amen.
Exactly.
It's just common courtesy. If you can't do that, you're an asshole. I don't give a shit how you look.
All
Yep.
day.
Yep.
And
Yep.
in my
Yep.
book, you're an evil asshole because you don't have to be that way. You're choosing that right now.
Yeah, I don't care if the last guy cursed you the fuck out. If the next guy says good morning, ma'am, you gonna treat him like the guy who just cursed you out?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What
Exactly
kind of
what they
dysfunctional
do.
bullshit is that?
Make it
It's
make sense.
dysfunction.
Make it make sense, people. We got a lot. We've come a long way, but we got a long way to go. And we think we're
And
there,
how we
and we're not.
communicate with
We
each
we don't
other.
understand each other no more today than we did 20 years ago.
Because the rules
And
keep
Mark,
changing.
Mark, thank you so much for introducing me to Patrice O'Neill. Thank
Oh, did
you.
y'all saw that clip I sent you this morning?
No, I haven't
I didn't
watched
get a
that one,
chance
but
to
I've been
look at
watching
it.
a lot of his stuff on his
Mhm.
stuff on YouTube through Danimations. It's called
Yeah, yeah,
Danimations. Yeah.
yeah.
And Patrice had a awesome, brilliant way of looking at relationships to the point to where you have to agree with how he sees it, because it's not, it's, women are women, men are men. But if we don't understand that about each other, I can't expect a man to be a woman to me.
Right.
He's not going, men talk about men stuff, well, okay. Some men talk about men stuff, and then we got the other alphabet crew that talk about their stuff. And then you got women who talk about their things,
Hmm.
and we can't expect a man to treat us as if that, I'm a woman, but I want him to treat me like he is a woman. That's not going to happen. Men have a certain way, a certain way of looking at relationships than we do, and we got to understand that about each other. We might want the romanticism and all that little princess stuff, from the fairy tale books that we grew up, understanding and looking at, and hoping for, that Prince Charming that comes and I throw down all my weave, so he can climb up. We might want that, but that don't mean that that guy is going to act like, because everybody's been brought up totally different.
I think one of the things
We got to understand who the dynamics of men and women.
exactly, like I think one of the things that he said that I swear this is like probably the most brilliant thing that I've heard
Hmm.
is that women have to equate how they feel about their vagina to a man feels about his time and his space. And just like a woman can feel like a hoe sexually, like
Mhm.
if you got a guy who says, "Come over, you give me head, I come in your mouth, and then you leave,"
Mhm.
and that makes you feel cheap, it makes you feel used and abused. A guy has the same thing when you want to spend a whole lot of time with him and ain't give him no ass. It's just that one is acceptable and the other's not. You're a hoe physically with him. He's a time hoe for you. You hoeing him with time.
Mhm.
So you like you taking up his time and he ain't getting nothing for his time. You taking up the sex and you ain't getting nothing for the sex. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and
Right.
I like how he flipped that, and it's so true.
Mhm. Because
It's so true. It's like,
we've been
but
taught.
nobody, but one is acceptable and one is not. That's the only
Right.
difference.
And it shouldn't be that way because it's not fair. First of all, it's not fair, and it's not working.
Hmm.
It's not working. Nobody's staying married because we do that to each other. Nobody is, falling deeply in love because we do that to each other. And nobody's not cheating because we do that to each other. So if it's not working, why are we still doing it?
Not many people point. It's like you don't have a lot of honest conversations, and that's one of the things that I think is the biggest problem. It's like
Mm-hmm.
there's certain fundamental truths that have to be accepted, and the only people challenging it is these white feminists who don't know shit about men.
Right.
And people take them and parrot their point of view. Like here's one. I believe that I feel comfortable enough to say that this is a fundamental truth. Women don't want to be in control of the relationship. I think that's a fundamental truth.
Women don't
Because if
want to
you're
be in
given,
control of the relationship.
because
Is that
if
what you said?
they'll fight, yeah, they'll fight for it, but
Absolutely.
they don't really want
Right.
it. So, I mean, the question is because of a man's the reason why men have a hard time dealing with that is because we think logically. Well, if you don't want it, why are you fighting for it?
We're fight. You know what? And I'll answer that with saying that we're not really fighting for it. We're fighting to not lose us
Then
because
that
it can
means you
get
don't
to a
trust the
point to.
person that you with.
Right, but and again, it goes back to how you've been conditioned, how you've been raised, how you've been trained, and how life had, the choices that you made along the way, how it has affected you. But I don't, I don't want to, I don't, I'm okay with giving, or letting a man lead or letting him, do the majority of controlling the relationship. I'm okay with that. Trophy wife, here I come. I'll be that. I am not that way. I promise you I'm not. But I don't want to lose Tasha. I don't want to lose the fact that I can say no sometime. I can say, no, I don't feel like that. I don't want to lose that. So when we fight for certain things, I know with me, and a lot of women, might agree with this, may not. We're fighting for the fact of give me the option of saying no sometime. Give me the option of a choice if I want that choice. If I want to control that, if I want to say this is where we're going to go, give me the option of that. And you can, if I say if you do 90% of the relationship and the decision making and all of these things, give me 10% to myself. So I think sometimes we fight for that 10%, and it sounds like and it feels like we're fighting for the whole thing, and we're not.
I wish that were true. It sounds really good though. I got to
Yeah,
give it to you.
I don't think that's all the way true. I think that's just your philosophy, Tasha. Yeah.
Well, like I said, maybe it's just me because
Yeah.
I did say, I'm that person. I can be trophy wife. I don't
Yeah.
mind being that arm candy,
I
but
don't want to be
at the
trophy wife. I
same
don't want to be
time,
arm candy.
right?
Nah,
See,
I don't.
that's what I'm saying. I don't mind that because Tasha's worked all her life. Tasha's been controlling the shit all her life, so I'm tired.
That's what Patrice said. Patrice said, like, you tell the woman, all right, boss, where we going? I don't know.
Right.
It's like, well, wait a minute. You want to be in control. You don't know where we go. You don't have a plan.
Right.
Yeah, I've
And
been
it's the
having a
truth.
plan
It's
for
like
50
they
years.
don't want it.
It's a
They
matter of
don't
finding the
want it.
qualified person that want the control, though. Like in my case, I'm sorry, but men, yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
I
I
told
know
you,
for
there's
me,
a new breed out here.
I'm speaking for me. I equate all of that with a lack of trust in me. And once I know that you don't trust me, I'm done.
Absolutely, it's a wrap.
Right.
I'm
It's
not
a
gonna go
wrap.
through this trying to convince you that I'm who no. If you don't feel that I'm
Absolutely,
because if a woman feels trust and a woman feels respect for a man, she won't fight with that man.
Exactly.
She'll fight with a man that she don't trust and she don't respect. So whenever I hear you, when I'm getting heavy pushback and heavy resistance, I interpret that you don't respect me and you don't trust me. So peace, get with the dude that you respect and trust, and
absolutely,
leave
Right.
me the fuck alone.
Right.
absolutely. And I think
And it,
that's a,
and
that
it,
that
go
comes
ahead,
from
Nika.
failed situations, though. Like, when a woman is at that place of shit, I mean, we can go into a more psychological reason of why that happens and everything, but when a woman is getting to that place of no trust whatsoever, it's because she's probably been let down several times before. This is a pattern of behavior, if that makes sense. This is not just something that just popped up overnight. This is a pattern of behavior that gives women that absolute distrust in men, because there's been a pattern of behavior that's led up to that. Does that make sense?
It
Mm-hmm.
makes sense that if there's a pattern of behavior, that means that the problem is her, not the men.
Absolutely, because she
Yeah,
consented you
I
to
agree.
allow it, and she didn't nip
Yeah.
it in the bud, or she didn't leave the situation.
She's
Hmm.
attracting the same type of men over and over and over again.
Absolutely,
Right.
But a lot of
absolutely.
women, what they'll do is put that on the men. Oh,
Yep,
these guys, these men. And I always push back on that because I tell
Hmm.
them, no, it's not men. It's your choice of man. There's a
yep,
bunch of men right now that want to get with you and you don't want to get with them. And those men will probably treat you like a queen, but you
That
don't
part.
yep.
want to be treated like a queen. You want to be pining after a nigga and you want to be fighting for his attention. So then what's the problem?
Right.
He's giving you nothing that you want. So then
Yeah,
what's the problem?
that
And
part.
when you don't give me what I want, bye bye.
See, but for a lot of women, you not giving them what they want
I
keeps
felt
them hanging
bad
on the
saying
string.
that. That
I
hurt my
didn't.
spirit to have to say that, but it's
I
the truth.
didn't. Yeah,
My
that's
brothers and
reality.
sisters, listen to me. If you're not being fulfilled in your relationships, bye bye. Say it with me. Bye bye.
Amen.
But see, that's
Bye
the
bye.
thing. People don't want to be fulfilled.
The
Fulfillment
fuck?
is boring. That's the problem. They don't want to be fulfilled. They want to
Or
have a back and forth. They want to have somebody they can have a good fight with.
I,
Absolutely, I agree
oh
with
my
that. Not
God.
on
Okay.
me, but yeah, on other people. Yeah, I definitely
Not
see that.
here. Not here.
Yeah,
Old
they want.
Tasha
Yeah,
might have, young Tasha might have been like, okay, I just want to be heard, and I don't care if you're right or not. But 50-year-old Tasha,
Did you see that
you can have
clip?
that, pimp. You can have that. I'm going to sleep.
Did y'all see the clip that I sent you for that movie, Hero?
Yeah,
no, I
yeah,
didn't.
I'm gonna watch that too. I am gonna watch the whole thing. Does it have
It's a
is it
great
closed
movie.
caption?
Yeah, it's a great
Okay.
movie, but that particular clip right there encapsulates everything that we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, she fought him, and it was like, what, didn't she love him?
That was her husband. That was her
Okay. And
husband.
then she ended up killing him at the end.
Yeah, he let her kill him.
Wow.
He dropped the sword and she drove the sword through his body and then she asked him, "Why didn't you block it?"
And that
And it goes back to what Patrice O'Neill was saying that when
that's toxic right there.
women fight,
Why did you not block?
women fight for what they don't want. Because if you defeat the guy and you take control of the relationship is basically over because you've
Right.
lost respect for him. So then the question is, why are you fighting him? I know the answer to it though.
I think that it's women don't want to lose control.
I,
Women want
I
to
agree a little bit
control
with what Tasha said.
everything from top to bottom and don't realize, again, and I'll go back to, the conversation we were talking about Lilith and Eve. Lilith is a controlling bitch. Eve is a docile, humble person that wanted Adam to leave. Lilith cared not about that. She wanted to be on top. She knew she was equal to Adam.
Oh, well, then no.
And we got a lot of
Thought that was
Liliths
me.
out here. We got a bunch of Liliths out here, more than Eves.
But see, the problem is she knows she's not equal to him.
No,
Right.
I'm a medium. I'm in the medium part of those two. Like I'm neutral. Parts of me have Lilith and parts of me have Eve and shit. So it's
Healthy balance.
balance.
Hmm.
It's a healthy balance. Yeah. Yeah. I
And to
like
me,
my I
knowing
mean, I
when to
am
use
control
both
freak,
of them
but
is important.
I
Knowing,
like having control of me. I don't want anybody else to take control of me, if that makes sense. I don't care about the controlling of the relationship, but don't take control of me. Like, you feel me?
yeah, because
Personally, I
then
don't think that that'll be an issue when you find somebody you trust and respect.
I
Because when you
agree.
find somebody that you trust and respect, they're not going to abuse you. The
Hmm.
only reason you get abused is because you're with somebody that you can't trust and that you don't respect. Of course, they're going to abuse you.
Right. Andrea Hill. She said, "Good evening, Tosh. I am not feeling that either."
Which thing is she not feeling? We talked about a few things.
Andrea, you want to come on? I think I sent you the link to you. But yeah,
Oh,
this conversation has to be had more and more. She said
Absolutely.
drama.
oh, okay, yeah. Well,
Yeah, but
unfortunately, she's in the minority.
drama and fighting. You
Because
know,
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I
don't
can show
like to
you
fight.
clips.
I'm not
I
a
can show you
yeah.
fighter.
clips. I can show you clips of a girl. One girl said she wants a guy to love her more than she loves him because she said that's going to work for her. And then she turns around and says, "But if I call you, don't always answer the phone." I'm
You
like,
know
What?
what? You know what? She sounds like the kind of
That's
person.
crazy.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
exactly.
sounds crazy,
That's
but let me
crazy
tell you
talk.
this. She sounds like the person that knows who she is too.
Yeah, she's
Because
crazy.
it's almost like she's warning.
Right.
It's
She's
almost like
crazy.
a warning to him. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
telling
Right.
him, "Look, I am crazy. Look, I
Right. You're
will
right.
do
Yeah,
this, and I
absolutely.
need you to not answer the phone if I call you."
yeah. And that
Right.
what that warns me is to not be in a relationship with you.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. To her detriment, she don't understand that that's not. Andrea said, "Haha, she likes drama."
Yeah, and there's a
Right.
lot of
Right.
But
them that
there are
like that.
some men out there that like that shit too. Like they like to
Yes,
Oh
kill, like
yeah.
they like
yes,
to
Oh yeah.
pursue that
yes,
shit
there
as
is.
well. And they get off
Mhm.
on that. I know I have a girlfriend of mine that I used to work with. Like that's what was the volatile relationship. Like they
Hmm.
love that shit. I'm like,
Yeah, I know
y'all
quite a few of
motherfuckers
those
hitting
people.
on each other and she calling you all kind of bitches and nah, bro, nah.
I know quite a few
And
of those people. Like they
mm-mm,
love, like I know
mm-mm,
my sister. If you can't
nah.
fight, you better not be in a relationship with my sister.
Wow. Yeah,
You better know
no.
how to fight. And I'm talking
Mm-mm.
about verbally and physically. You better know how to throw down.
Damn.
Wow.
She put paws on you.
Of course,
That was
that's
that
she's
was
a
my friend.
toxic individual.
Yeah. That was my friend. Very toxic. I ended up having to block her, like as I
There's
couldn't do it
you ever
anymore.
had the person that you know?
Wow.
There's you ever had people that you know that there's not one person that they have ever been close to that they haven't fought with?
Wow.
Yeah, I know a few people that have
My sister
every
has
time they
fought
be around
with
somebody.
every
We got a
single
little
person that
sister.
she's been
I've never
around.
had to fight anybody. Like that's insane.
And I'm not just physical, but just fight period. Verbally, physical, whatever.
Nah. Mm-mm.
Always. You cannot be around her without fighting. You can't. That's why I got to keep her away from me because I'm not. That is the complete polar opposite of me.
Yeah,
I
see,
love peace, man. I am
exactly.
boring. I am proud and
I
boring.
dwell better. If you leave me alone, life will be beautiful for you.
Like
Even
if
when
you
I'm
want, if
upset,
you,
just leave me alone. Let me process it because I have a, I tell my friends all the time, I have a self-check system. You ain't get to trust me. If I don't catch what you're saying right now, I do go away and I do process that and see if I was wrong. See if I need to put myself in that situation, and we don't do that a lot of times. Some of us don't have a self-check system. We don't care about that. We just want to be right no matter what the situation is, even if we know we're wrong.
Nah, see, I
you know,
can't go to bed and go to sleep with that on my
you
conscience.
know what
I'm
Right.
the perfect dude for this type of girl that likes that drama is somebody that's bipolar. That way, when he walks through the door, you don't know whether you're going to get a hug or get knocked to the ground. So it keeps you on your toes. That's what
yep,
she wants. She wants somebody to keep on her toes. She wants somebody that's unpredictable
yeah, no,
because she
I
thinks
couldn't live like
she
that.
translates predictable as boring,
I couldn't
and a
live like
lot of
that.
women
yep,
do.
yeah,
And
absolutely, you're
I
right.
know a woman like that too, where she literally has to do something to every man that she's been with, whether she was married to him, dating them or not. I think it was even attached to her turn on, her being turned on by that.
Hmm.
Because even after the argument, after they done knocked each other around, they would go and have sex and then make up and then the next day do it all over again.
Yeah, you
That's some sick shit.
you start a fight so you can have the makeup sex because the makeup sex is so great that you say, "Well, damn, we better fight again."
Yeah, I
It's a
had a friend of mine
continual
that thought
toxic
that
cycle.
I'm
See,
Mark, Javier was like that. He thought that after starting an argument was going to make us, have great sex
Aroused,
afterwards. Yeah, and it was a turn off for me, but it
but
was
it was an
like,
arousal
yeah,
for
it's a
him.
turn off. It's a turn off for me too. Like if I get upset,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
trying to be
can't.
fucking nobody.
no,
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
touch
Like,
me
don't
when I'm
fucking touch
upset.
me.
Right.
Right,
Don't fucking
I'm
touch
like,
me.
I'm pissed at you right now. Get the fuck away from me.
right. Let me
Exactly.
calm down. Give me a couple of hours. Let me
Right.
leave the house. You leave the house,
Couple of
whatever it
days.
is, and then I might come back and fuck your brains out. But right now,
Right.
leave me alone.
Nah, bruh. Nah, we
Brother
not finna.
Dawid,
Nope.
how
Ain't
you
no.
doing,
You ain't
brother?
finna get it.
Yeah, that's
Brother
some
Muhammad.
childish. It's amazing that they be talking about adults doing this shit. That's stuff that children do.
Right, because this is
Right.
like teenage high school crap. Like, nah, this is not something you
Brother
should be
Muhammad.
dealing with in your 40s, late 40s and 50s.
I'm here.
Right. Brother Muhammad is here.
Oh, my brother's here.
Peace and love, y'all.
Peace.
Peace and love.
Hey.
How's everybody doing? I guess I'm just jumping in here.
Awesome.
I hear y'all talking about arguing and having sex, but did y'all cover the original topic yet? I guess.
Oh, in
I
the
Yes,
know
we
most of
beginning,
them never
yeah.
did.
we started off with that.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead with whatever you got to give us.
Well, what are we talking about now, though? Specifically, we talking about
Yo,
drama
sorry.
before sex or after sex?
Well, it's actually all tying into the subject, because being whipped actually, some people are whipped crazy, and some people are whipped, in a sense to where it's just an emotional attachment, or sexual attachment, in some way, whether it's one extreme or another. So sometimes those extremities can be toxic, and sometimes those extremities can be a healthy balance of love, adoration and just great sex, you know um
Hmm.
so whipped has a bunch of meanings to it, I believe, but yeah, it can get wild.
But the question is this, though, like the concept of being whipped, I think,
Hmm.
is very simple. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like that's too simple for the phenomenon itself. So in other words, like for a person to say, "Oh man, that person is pussy whipped," what exactly does that mean? Does that mean that why are you allowing somebody to control you with their private part? Is that because you're afraid of losing that person? Is that because you've never had a person that looked that good? Is that because you had a person that never was that sexually proficient? I just think it's a little bit deeper than us just saying that a person is pussy whipped, because we can say that about people, and we can say that some chick, oh, she is basically overriding her senses because she wants the dick. But in reality, what does that really mean? Does that mean that she's never had a guy like that before? It just, to me, it takes on a lot more complex when you really dig into it. Because I don't think that anybody is just simply beholden to just sex. I think that when a person is whipped, it's a lot more nuanced than that. Like there's something in them. There's an insecurity, and they feel like they can't get whatever it is they're getting from that one person anywhere else. So they're giving irrational loyalty, irrational respect and responsibility to somebody, because deep down inside there's an insecurity that that person is feeding, and they think that they can't get it from somebody else. I don't think that I've ever been pussy whipped before in my life, but I do know that in my younger life, there were women that I was afraid to lose. And it wasn't based on anything deep or intrinsic. It usually was some surface level bullshit. Like, I ain't never had a woman this pretty or whatever. And, what ends up happening is, even though you're afraid, you lose them anyway. And hopefully, when that happens, that's the best thing for you, because then you realize you can't keep nobody. They're the ones that need to be kept. And so for me, the whole concept of, I think that we as a people at large look at the pussy whip concept from a surface level, but there's usually a lot more nuances as to why a man or a woman would irrationally give somebody all that kind of, to give them their all because of one thing. It's usually something else.
Yo, Tasha,
Well, okay. Yes, sir.
now you know why he's my brother.
I get
Because
excited when
isn't
he
that what I
comes
said
on.
earlier?
I get excited
Likewise.
when he's here. I get it.
Me and
Likewise.
him came to the same conclusion. What I said in the beginning,
Mhm.
to Woo, just to back up what you just said. I was comparing like the orange, how an orange interacts with the human body. Like when you eat an orange,
Hmm.
everybody says the orange gives you vitamin C.
Right.
And what I said was the orange doesn't give you vitamin C because a human cell is a human cell, an orange cell is an orange cell. It doesn't get in your body and transform into a human cell. It's the
Truth be told.
interaction of the orange with your body that stimulates the vitamin C that's already in you.
Right.
Right.
Which
Right.
gets back to what
Right.
I was saying. It's like what we did the whole thing, and we started getting into the orgasm and the pussy whip and all of that. But the point was for me giving that analogy was that we assign certain things to people. It's not that
Mhm.
somebody's
Hmm.
doing something to us.
Right.
Hmm.
We're basically doing it to ourselves.
Yep. I
And
agree.
that other person is just a vehicle for that to happen.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I can tell you this much. I had a woman I was dealing with years ago, and it didn't matter if I came over at 2 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock in the morning. It didn't matter. If I rang that buzzer, that woman would have on night clothes, stockings, and heels, and her hair done up every time I came there.
Okay.
And I got spoiled by that, because after, I mean, you be thinking like, okay, this is going to end after the third or fourth time. But
Mhm.
after the 10th or 15th time, I'm like, oh my God. And it was different stuff. It wasn't the same stuff. So she would go shopping just because just because of the sexual relationship we had.
Okay.
And I really got used to that.
Mhm.
And if I would say that I ever came close to being pussy whipped, that is probably the closest I came, because the experience itself is experience I didn't have with anybody else.
Mhm.
So I definitely prioritized it. I'm not going to say that I missed work for it, or I didn't eat or anything crazy like that. But if I went 2 weeks without it, I was feeling in my gut like I got to get back to this. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Okay.
physical dependency. And,
Mhm.
so years later, I found out, oh my God, not, no woman is going to show up with no damn heels and stockings every time y'all have sex. But I got so used to it with her that I started looking for that in other people. And I
Mhm.
remember, like a famous dating coach that quit, coaching people, or matchmaker that quit matchmaking. Her name is Rebecca Lynn Pope. And she talked about how some men or some women get with certain people, and these people, what they call the new terminology for it is love bomb. So what they do is they love bomb you, and you get so used, your appetite gets so used to the way their sexual experiences, you are now at that level, and you start looking for it in everybody that you deal with.
Yeah.
So if you think about me, you know what I'm saying, dealing with a woman that, for all intents and purposes, created a porno flick every time I came over there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, had on the heels, had on the, the nice long wig, the negligee, and she had an incredible body. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So then you get out of that situation and you go deal with another woman, and you're like, well, where's my heels? She's like, nigga, you better be glad I got this white T-shirt on. You know what I'm saying? And your appetite has been raised to unrealistic expectations. So I
Hmm.
think that probably is another part of this whipping thing that we're talking about, which
Yeah.
is that sometimes it's not just whipping is not just that a person has you irrationally bonded to them, but a person has drastically altered your sexual appetite to the point where the next woman that you're with, well, let's just say, for instance, and I guess this is the big booty support group, so we could talk about this. Let's just
Hmm.
say that you dealing with a chick and she loves anal. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And she knows how to do it. She loves it. It's easy. It's pain free or whatever. And the both of y'all get off on that. Then you get with the next woman. She says, you ain't sticking a goddamn thing in my ass. Well,
Hmm.
now you're going to be thinking about homegirl because y'all had that experience. You liked it and she liked it, and the next woman don't do it. So now you're like, damn, like my appetite has been altered to the point where I like anal. You know what I'm saying? But this next woman don't do it, or maybe the next woman won't do it. And to me, that's another part of whipping is where you get with somebody and they have such an incredible experience with you that
Hmm.
now when you deal with somebody that's considered pedestrian, you just like, well, what are we doing here? And that person may love you with all their heart. That person may want to give you the world, but they may just be, and it may not even be that they don't want to give you the same experience. They may say, you got to be patient with me because I'm not ready to give you that experience yet.
What happened? Brother Dawit? Hello? Everybody? Is everybody there? What happened?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. It could something cut off.
Oh, my mic is on. I'm sorry. My mic was off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Okay.
you and Mark. Brother Muhammad.
Yeah, something went off. I did hear it go off. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
happened.
think it was with his phone or something because it must have kicked him off.
I swear to God, I'm gonna
So
kill
I'll
this
wait
cat.
till he gets back on to finish that. Oh, there he is.
Socks,
Hold
get
on.
out my.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Oh, no
Can you hear
problem.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, somebody called me, and when they called me, they knocked me off.
Okay.
Oh, see, now your voice sounds crazy. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you. Does it still
Uh,
sound
Let me leave
crazy?
and come back in, cause
Okay.
your voice sounds like raw, 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 raw.
Oh goodness.
So let me leave and come.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy that he mentions that because um I had this one experience where, this guy told me this, same thing. Well, I have this girl that does this,
Here
and
we go.
I'm used to, he was used to a certain thing from someone else. And when he got with me, expected me to play the part of that woman that he was so used to
Right,
doing certain things to him. So, and I'm like, okay, and my question was, i- that's her dream for you.
right, right,
That's her interpretation of love for you. The woman that you were with, to me, she was just that into you. I mean, she was gone.
right,
I don't think it was just if you felt like you were whipped, I think she was more whipped than you were. I think you got used to her doing things, but when women go to the extent of getting up, doing their hair, putting on heels, putting on stockings, doing all of these things, there is a level of, I'm gonna keep this Negro by any means necessary,
Yep. Yep.
that comes about when a woman goes that far to
Yep.
do that, and to do
Indeed.
it consistently. She's trying to keep you,
Hmm.
so I
It's
think
called
she was
casting a spell.
that part.
Yep. And not only that, when we finished, she would throw all the costume back on. So I knew it was an act. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It just because it was all visual. It's like I want you to see me this way before, and I want you to see me this way after. You know what I'm saying? And I would watch this, but I was hopelessly caught up in the vortex at that point, so I didn't really care what was happening to me. But I'm just saying, like you're right. Like, so then to try to ask the next woman for that is irrational, because it's like you're trying to cast another, you can try to cast one experience on another person, but women do that to us all the time also. And
Mhm.
what
Absolutely.
Rebecca and Pope explained was, there are, like, when a woman gets with a dude that has a lot of money and he tricks, you know what I'm saying, he's flying her here and flying her there, spending all of this money on her, whatever.
Mhm.
Then you go and you deal with the guy that makes $40,000 a year. Well, you're
Mhm.
already used to this guy flying you around the country and giving you this money. He has raised your appetite, not sexually, but lifestyle wise.
Right.
So, and that happened to me in a former relationship where um, I was dealing with somebody and we was very much in love. I thought, you know what I'm saying? And she ended up, but we met each other when we both was dirt poor and poverty. I hadn't even got into my first career yet. And what
Okay.
ended up happening was a dude who was an actual like state trooper and was moving up in the ranks. So once you start moving up in the ranks in the state troopers, they start paying you well.
Right.
So this dude had enough money to have a wife and children in one part of upstate New York, and then in downtown Albany he had an apartment. So he had bought the apartment so he could do him. So he
Mhm.
would take her to that apartment. She didn't even know that he had a wife and children. And whenever they went out, he would take her two towns over to where white people be at, so they wouldn't get caught. She thought like, oh man, this guy's treating me, he's treating me sophisticated. He's taking me to the finest places. Little did she know he was hiding her. So what
Mhm.
ended up happening is she was working for the state at the time, and they put out a circular. So one day the circular came out and it spotlighted this dude, just so happens. And at the end of it, it said so and so is living in Colony with his wife and two children. Bong. Homegirl found out that she was being played from a newsletter. So, but
Wow.
at the same time, this dude was caking her off. He bought her a car. You know what I'm saying? He was sending her like $1,000 a month. I couldn't compete with that. I was broke. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So what happened was that dude raised her appetite in a different way because he was taking care of her financially. So he financially whipped her. It wasn't the
Mhm.
sex. And you want to know what's funny is, like, me and her as friends now. And I was asking, I was like, I gotta know. Because all these years I thought that maybe I was sexually inadequate because this guy was older than me or whatever. And she was like, please, he had high blood pressure. There was times he didn't get it up. I was like, what? I said,
Yeah.
so what made you stay with the guy? She said, his money. And that to me was the George Foreman overhand right. I was like, wow, so you mean to tell me that, and now this woman is in her 50s and can't find a good man, is having a problem finding a good man, has gone through so many men, and you had a good man at that time, but you allowed somebody else to financially whip you and raise your appetite. And the crazy thing about it is, in all the relationships that she's been in lately, she judges all these men ultimately by their financial capabilities because that guy ruined
Wow.
her. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Right. But
Dudes are
see, the
moving.
thing,
No, but I don't think
also,
he ruined her. She ruined her
yeah,
because it was her
she
fault that
ruined
she
her.
had the fucking appetite in the first place. It's not his fault. He's the one
Yeah.
That's
that's
true.
providing the
He,
gifts, but
yeah,
she
he didn't do
clearly
that. She
wanted
did
them.
that.
She did that. That's not
That's
on
who
Right.
him.
she
That's
is.
on her.
You just found out who she
She
really,
just a
her core
she
being
ain't.
is.
I ain't saying she a gold digger. I'm
Right.
just saying,
Right.
but she ain't
Right.
messing with no broke mom. It's
Right.
just that
Exactly.
simple. Like
Yeah, and you
that
know
was
what?
her.
Women
That's not him.
women go through stages like that. There's a lot of women that go through stages where At first it's about money, and then later on it's about love, and then later on it's about family. Some women go through, it's different stages that some women just go through.
Hmm.
When it's all about, it may be all about him being cute, and it's, what he can do in bed when you're younger. As you get older, no, I got to marry for money. Some women are like that,
Right.
but she made that bed, that was something, and she probably regret it. Well, I don't know if she regrets it, because, there's nothing wrong with having, some dollars,
Right.
but that was her
But if that's the
motivation
way
from
that you got to
day
get
one.
money is by doing that with men and shit, like, really, I don't know. If that's how you're getting money is by
Hmm.
playing brothers and shit, like, just so you can go on, trips and catch flights and all of that. Like, I don't know. I kind of question you as an individual if that's what, like, I don't know. I don't get off
Yeah,
on that.
she wanted to be kept.
It's called being a
Yeah.
bum.
See, I can't be kept.
Right.
How come we got no
I
problem when
had
a guy's a
offers. I
bum?
don't want that life
She's a
because
bum.
the one that has the money is the one that can do the shit. Like, nah, I can't.
Right,
I can't.
right.
I've been working too
Hmm.
much for myself all my life. Shit. So I like buying my own shit. Nah,
I think
I'm good.
everybody should have their own shit.
Absolutely.
Agree.
Andreas says, are the men being played if that is how you chose to get her?
No,
No, not at all.
nope.
Because he chose it. He chose that way to come to her. Because he didn't have to
Exactly.
leave with it. He didn't have to leave with his money either.
Yeah, if you leave
Right.
with
He
your
Right.
didn't have
wallet,
to.
it's like I said, if you walk down the street with a hot dog stand, don't get offended when somebody asks you for a frank.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Right. And here's the thing: he passed away, and when he passed away, he left her like $10,000. Right. So,
Hmm.
actually, it was what did she say? I think she said it was like $30,000. But either way, well, you know how that has to happen, right? She's got to go to the funeral or the proceedings, the whatever, and the executive state has to give her that money in front
Mhm.
of dude's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was married.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
that's
I
what he
remember.
said.
Since a couple of minutes ago, I told you that she found out he was married through the freaking
Right.
through
Through
the
the
circular
okay.
that they
Through the
passed around
card.
the
You
state.
sure did. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
She's all fucked up. Yeah. Yeah. That's fucked up. That's all fucked up.
you
But
know,
that's who she is. That's basically her.
right,
She wants to be led like that. She wanted to be wooed like that. She wanted a man to
Yeah.
come her
If
that
there's
would
an
come to her
equal
that way,
blame
and
on
that's the
that.
way she accepted it. You know,
right,
you you would have been the choice for her had the money been there. That would have been the choice. You would have had She would have had both in one.
right.
But if you, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
She's a
know.
bum. 10,000 and thirty
Yep.
thousand ain't no real money, especially to be wrecking a family over. I can understand if you get
Right.
Absolutely.
millions or something, but 10, twenty
That
thousand, that's nothing.
right.
And
Yeah.
did she know he was married?
Yes. Like I said. Well.
She
Okay.
didn't know
So
That's how
again,
she
initially.
found out
yeah, yeah.
through the
Again,
system.
because he had the apartment downtown, so she thought that he lived in the apartment.
Okay.
And this was before the cell phone age, so it's not like she could text him or call him or whatever. So it was excellent for him. He would go to the apartment when he was with her. Of course, he probably told his wife that he was working late. He's a state trooper, for God's sakes. And they met each other there. He would take her out of town. He was covered. You know what I'm saying? All them state troopers cheat anyway, so it wasn't nobody going to tell on him. And then what ended up happening is, like I said, she was working for the state, and one day the circular came around, the state circular newspaper, and he was spotlighted on the back page. And at the very bottom of the article, it says so and so lives with his wife and two children here. Bong. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So she found that out, and it's just like, I don't know. I guess
I,
the overarching point once again is that we have to be very careful of what people do and experiences they have with us that we don't project it on somebody else. Because to me, it's an underspoken part of being whooped is when
Yeah.
you expect the next person to do the same damn thing that the person you was with.
Yeah, the victim becomes the victimizer. I always say that. Be careful what was done to you that you don't do it to somebody else. Because most of the time, people don't realize that they're projecting that same attitude and that same hurt or that same energy onto someone else that was done to them for, 10, 20 years.
Right.
You nine times out of 10, you're gonna go, and most people are gonna go and do the same thing to someone else. So I wouldn't even get involved with a person like that.
Right. Yep.
But
Yeah, that's
I know
real
this
shit.
one friend of mine that had he had a wife at our church, and he told me that he had an apartment that his wife never knew about.
Mm,
And he would, he would have women over there. He had another girlfriend, and she never knew he had this other apartment. She found out because he got sloppy. But for some years he kept this up to where, and this was around the 90s, I believe.
mm-hmm.
And he would come to church. He was an army, a military man, and he would come to church, and I thought he was upright. I thought he was, because he, just always had this air about him that he was just that guy, that was living right, that was treating this woman
Right.
right. And all the while, this man had another apartment that he was just slinging hoes left and right in.
Mm-hmm.
So that happens more than you think it does.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I know more than one person with that story.
Yeah.
So that's a form of financial whipping.
Yeah.
Um, I think that the last the last kind of whipping I would say that you wouldn't really respect or expect, excuse me, is like I would say how can I say it? Um, I want to say emotional whipping, but it's a way of a person waiting for you to be in a bad situation and then playing savior and giving you something that that nobody else gave you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So in other words, like, you may run into financial trouble, you may run into emotional, but it's usually emotional trouble. And this person is always there when you have a breakdown. It just seems like they're the only person that pick up the phone. They're the only person that's there for you. And
Yeah,
so
they know what role they're there to play because they've studied you.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly, exactly. So they're always there. And you think that they have true intentions, but in reality, they never, never do. And there's a dude that I know that's doing this right now. He's doing this right now, and
Wow.
he's counseling this poor sister that's in a abusive marriage, right?
Mhm.
The dude that's in the marriage is in a cult,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
so he's like, and you know how cult behavior is.
Yeah.
We justify hitting women, we justify all that kind of stuff. That's the way cults operate. And so
Right.
therefore, he's kind of slowly but surely coaching her out of this marriage. You know what I'm saying? But and this chick is falling in love with him, and I keep saying to him, bro, what are you doing? Because he's got this lady he lives with, and he ain't leaving her. He done said that to me 1,000 times. I'm not leaving her. I said, well, if you're not leaving her, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. When she leaves him, I'm going to coach her day one. Meanwhile, she's sending them cash apping them tons of money, sending them pictures of her playing with herself, all this other stuff. And I'm saying to him, like, when she gets out of this relationship, you and I both know she's coming for you because you're the one that she's been talking to. You're the one that has been guiding her. You're the one that's been her emotional rock. And as soon as she gets out of this relationship, she's gonna want y'all to be together, whether she knows about your lady or not. She's gonna want to be together because you know how it is. You get irrational, and you just be like, well, fuck it. Even if we can't be together, we gonna be together. And he's like, well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I'm like, nah, that's not how it's gonna work because if you do that, then what you're really doing is you're intentionally manipulating this person. And to me, I just don't, I don't know. To me, that's kind of like an emotional whipping because he's there for her. They have never touched each other. You know what I mean? They have never had sex or anything like that. But being there for her
Do they live?
emotionally with it,
Do they live in the same city?
nah, they live in two different states. As a matter of fact, she lives like I want to say like 10 hours from him or something like that.
Hmm.
So in other words, he lives up north, she lives down south.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but the reality of it is that she's from up north, and if she leaves him, more likely than not, she'll relocate back up north. And when she does, she's going to want to be with him. You know what I'm saying? So, so he already knows this, but he's not leaving his girl. And to me, I just look at the whole shit and I'm just like, how could you knowingly do something like this to somebody? But there's people out there in this world, both male and female, that knowingly do shit like that.
Yeah, but
That's what you call the long game, boy. That's a
I think
long
I
game.
think she may not. I think he may know that there's a possibility that when she gets out of that relationship, that all he is an emotional thing to her. So she may not go to him. She may just use him for that emotional thing because one thing women do, a lot of women do, and I know I've been guilty of that. I got different friends that provide different things for me.
Right.
You
Emotional,
got you got time
spiritual.
holes.
Huh?
You got time holes.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
what
I
I was
mean,
talking
Right.
about
if
before.
that's what you want to call it, yeah, but
Wow.
there's different things,
I need to
that
clearly
different
get on
people
some game. The fuck?
people play different parts in your life, and that may be just the part that she's allowing him to play in her life, and when she does leave this guy, if she ever leaves him,
Right. That's
he
the other
may be
question.
smart not to leave his woman because this is just a yeah, like Andrea said, compartmentalizing. Exactly. Women put men in parts of their life that they need because you can't find it all in one man.
Hmm.
So you use this man for this, you use that man for that, you use this man for this, and you use that man for that. We've been doing that for ages.
I'm not a user. I'm sorry. I guess I'm just too good because I can't use people. It's not in me.
If let me say this, if you have a friend who is just you don't see yourself sleeping with that guy, then he's an emotional friend to you. He's just somebody that talks to you.
He's a time hole.
You're not using him for that because take the word use out of it. If you're talking to this person and he emotionally provides something for you, and this is the same thing with men.
I agree
if
with that
if
part.
that
Yeah.
woman provides just up, but you can't see yourself sleeping with that person or going any further, but they're a good friend, because I've heard guys say, yeah, she cool, she cool people. Cool people
Yeah.
might nine
Yeah,
times
but
That's
out of
my
sis,
ten
home
mean.
girl.
sis, the only thing I'm going to say to you is, and my brother Hollip is here, so he'll back me up.
Hmm.
He's saying that, but he absolutely wants to fuck.
Oh, of
He
course.
absolutely wants to.
And she
So he's
probably want to
saying
fuck too.
Absolutely.
that's my homegirl, and she
Yeah.
cool, and we friends. But deep down in dark in his spirit, he's saying, if you ever slip up,
Listen, I
if you
got
ever
guy
show me,
friends. I know if I ever slip up, bruh.
Which gets back to what I said
My best
earlier.
friends, I got two male best friends. If I ever slip up,
Which gets
you
back to what I
know it.
said earlier. Y'all
If you
remember what I
gave them
said?
the opportunity, they're taking it.
You remember what I
right?
said
Absolutely.
earlier?
What's
Hmm.
that?
That
But
women, all they got to do is point to it. If all they got to do, just come in the room, point to it, and somebody gonna fuck them. They don't have to be. They don't have to have no game. They don't have to be sexy with it. They just gotta let it be known that they want to fuck, and some man is gonna fuck them.
some men
This
will.
is
Yeah.
true.
With
Yeah,
us,
and
we
see,
got to
that's
work
the
for
reason
it.
why Mark is one of my very, Mark is my friend. By we've been friends. How long we've been friends for? Like 20 some years.
Something like that.
Yeah, you know. But I have friends here that have been the same friends, but it's I can't talk to them like I talk to Mark. but I can talk to them about certain things. It's just I can't talk to them like I talk to Mark. Me and Mark are unfiltered with each other.
Right.
If I talk like I talk to Mark with some of my other male friends, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be an issue of, you know, them not taking me the right way.
Right.
Either I'm teasing them, or you know I like you, and you call me with this shit. You know you want. I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, damn, I can't even be friends with you then."
There's no friends. There ain't gonna be no friends.
Right?
Because, like I said, the only reason why that guy is your friend is because you won't fuck him.
Right, exactly.
That's the only reason.
And that has limits too, because if I wanted, if I, I can't have somebody just come by and just sit down and watch a movie with me. That I've never had. No, I won't say it hasn't happened, but he
I
didn't
was
like it.
ready to say, really?
He didn't
Y'all
he
didn't
didn't
get
like
past the movie?
he didn't like it. He didn't like it because when I said let's come by and let's watch a movie and just chill. That's it. He thought that meant, okay, we're going to watch a movie and then sex is going to happen because she wants to watch a movie with me.
That's what was
And then
supposed
when
to
I
happen.
said And then when I said to him, no, when I said I want to watch a movie, I want somebody that can actually come in the room, sit your little ass down, and watch this fucking
But
movie.
see, Latasha, you didn't hear what I said earlier.
Not chase me around the house trying to fuck me. I don't want that.
You didn't hear what I said earlier, did you?
He said, chase me around the house. I
Did you
hear
hear what I
that.
said
Oh
earlier?
my God.
Tasha, can you hear
Tasha.
me?
Okay, I know I'm being funny right now, but it's really hard trying to get people to understand that everything that you're used to women doing for you don't mean that Tasha wants to fuck you because I said I want you to come by and watch a movie. When
Natasha,
I say that, I mean I want somebody that can come and watch a freaking movie.
Tasha, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
No, no time holes. You do not get time holes because what you saying is the equivalent of me saying I want a chick to come over and suck my dick and then get the fuck out.
That's I'm saying
Yes.
I've
Remember
done
what I
that.
said? Remember what I
that.
told you?
Okay,
Remember
I
what I
got you.
told you?
I got you.
Equate your
Bye. Get out.
vagina, equate your vagina to a man's time and his space.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want to be whored out for your vagina, what makes you think he wants to be whored out for his time?
Right.
Because I'm telling you, I ain't coming over to watch no fucking movie.
Right.
The movie will be watching us.
That's
That's how it's
terrible.
supposed to be.
No, it isn't. What the
Yes, it
fuck?
is. It's
No,
supposed to be that way. If you don't want to be whored
out
out,
of here.
you ain't whoring me out. I'm gonna be sitting up there getting blue balls and you enjoying yourself watching some goddamn Netflix. Get the fuck out of here.
Yes. What the fuck
No.
is wrong with
And
Netflix?
that's acceptable?
So
No.
yes. What
No,
the
that's not
fuck?
acceptable.
What world?
Just like it's
You
not
mean tell me
acceptable.
we can't sit down and watch a motherfucking movie
No.
together
All
now?
right, all right. Can you come
The
over
fuck
and
is that?
come over
No,
and
that's
hit
some bullshit,
come
yo.
over and hit me
Exactly,
off?
Nika.
Come over and hit me off and then get the hell out. How about that?
Okay, well, we can negotiate that, but
Is
Listen,
that
when
is
I
that
want to
listen,
watch a
acceptable?
freaking
exactly.
movie,
Women
let's
do the
watch a
same
movie.
thing. Like,
I
let's
just
be
want to
clear.
know,
Women
is
do the
that
same shit
acceptable?
that y'all do. We will tell a
Is
nigga to
that
come over,
acceptable?
give me dick, and get the fuck out.
I
I've
just
done
want to
the
know
shit.
if
Trust
that's
that.
acceptable. Is that
It's
acceptable?
acceptable to me. At that
Okay.
time, it was.
Look at what
Okay.
Andrea said.
If it's acceptable, then yeah, I'll watch the movie with you. If it's acceptable. But it's no way you can tell me that it's acceptable for me to waste my time looking at a movie with a fucking hard on. But then it's totally out of line for me to say I want some and you get the fuck out. It's the
Can
same
we at
damn
least get
thing.
through one movie though? I'm just saying we can't even get through the credits.
How about no? How about no?
Damn. So you mean to tell me when I invite a guy over to watch a movie That is another way of saying I need you to come over and fix the pipes. Really?
Yes.
The fuck is that? You
Well,
mean to tell me in
I
this
think
day and
men need
age,
to
at age
understand that some
49, I can't just have a guy come over and watch a movie?
Why?
Because I don't want to watch it alone. Like, what the fuck you
So
mean?
get a dog. You got a cat or
I
something?
got a
Let them
dog
watch
and a
it with
cat.
you.
They don't watch TV. That's not the same as sitting up
So
watching
see,
TV
this is
with a man.
but do you see what's
It's
going on
different.
here? It's perfectly acceptable for
We
a
can't
man to
spoon on the
be
couch and watch
poured
a movie,
out.
bro.
It's perfectly acceptable for a guy to be a time hole, but it's not acceptable for you to be a hoe.
That's some bullshit.
I get what
It's
you're
such a
saying.
double
I get what you're
standard.
saying. So basically, what you're getting at is that make your request known
Your
Listen,
between
intentions.
both of us.
State your
Because
grown women,
intentions.
come on, let's
Be
be for
yeah,
intentional
real.
about
make
your
your
shit.
intentions known, because I might see, if
If
you
I
tell
say I'm
me,
come over to do that, like, nah, I'm just gonna say come over and fuck me. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be intentional about my shit. But if I say come
Look at
over and watch a
Andrea with
movie
her
with me,
bullshit in the chat.
no,
if I tell a man to come over and watch a movie with me, I
Oh
really do
Lord.
mean come over and watch a movie. If dick, I'm just gonna say I'm sorry, dude. I'm not gonna hint around and let's play, small
So
talk.
wait a minute.
No, I'm gonna say I want it.
So when you want a guy to come over to watch a movie in your house, that's what you really want? Is for him to come and watch a movie?
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
God.
What the
Oh
fuck do
my
y'all
Lord, have
mean? Like,
mercy.
really?
Why
Lord
is it
have
always
mercy, man.
why is it
I
always
swear
got to
for God,
lead
I didn't
to
know that this meant something else. I'm
Because
tripping
he's
off
a
this shit.
damn man. That's why. What
okay,
is
and men don't know how to watch a movie with a woman without wanting to go there?
you say you're making it seem like going there is a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but maybe we don't want that at that particular time.
Well,
Maybe we really do want to just spoon and watch a movie.
maybe we don't want to waste our time watching a movie when we could be
Why is
fucking.
that wasting time though? You're spending quality time with somebody. Why is that wasting time?
That's not quality time. Quality time is fucking.
You know what? I'm done with this. I can't do this shit. I'm not doing this shit with y'all.
Quality time. There ain't no
When did the
quality
fucking
time. I'm sitting
rules
up there
change?
watching Netflix and getting absolutely nothing.
When did the rules change? You mean to tell I've been doing this shit all wrong?
It's
That's the reason why
2021, y'all.
Let me just say this. Do not invite no man to your goddamn house to watch no fucking movie if you don't expect something to go down. That's all I'm saying.
No, if I'm very intentional
Well,
about
I
my
mean,
shit.
I feel
Like,
you on that, because I can't do that, and that's what I was getting to. It's gotten to the point to where you can't invite nobody over just to chill,
And you
because
just now
niggas want to
finding that
take
out,
it too
Tasha.
far.
You just now finding that out.
yeah.
And no, that's been all my
I was
life.
in a
But
23-year marriage,
but
so
when I'm adamant about the friendship, starting from a certain place and building to that, it's like men want to go to, they want to get right to it. And that's annoying to me, because if you do that to me and you can't wait, to get to know me, or get, for us to vibe with each other,
Yeah,
I mean,
listen,
are we talking about stages here? Or are we talking
no.
about just right away?
I'm all for vibing.
Mm-hmm.
Do not invite that dude over to your damn house. Come on. You want to vibe? Go to the movies and vibe. You go out and vibe. Don't invite no dude over to your house and then get shocked when he wants some. And this is a dude that you are attracted to, and he's attracted to you.
No,
I'm amazed that I even have to say this.
no. This is a guy that I want to be my friend, that said, "Hey, I just want to be your friend. I know you.
Oh,
I know you got
you
somebody
friend zoning.
on the side. I just want to be
You
your
friend
friend."
zoning him.
Okay,
Do you believe that
okay.
bullshit?
You want to be my friend, nigga? That's what you gonna be.
Oh shit. Nah. Nah.
you have to
Then
be
don't come in
intentional.
the door. Don't come in the door of any woman and say, I just want to be friends first. If you cool with
Yeah,
that, I'm
I
cool with
agree.
that. If
I
you're
agree a
not
thousand
cool with
percent with
that,
that.
then don't say it, because then we're expecting you to be as a friend would, to come and chill, to come, sit and have a drink, have smoke a little bit,
I
whatever it
agree with
is,
that.
go to a movie. We're expecting that. So when you come out the gate and be like, okay, well, I'm feeling you, and let's just, can we go and lay down, go in the room or whatever, and we looking at you like, no, I thought we was friends.
Yeah, see, I don't
So the
agree. I don't
wires get
agree.
crossed sometimes.
I don't agree that a guy should say that. But I also don't know that y'all can't play like you don't know what the hell is going on.
No, and not
No,
not
I'm
at
not
all
playing
saying
like I
that.
don't know
No, we
what's
we,
going
we
on.
know. And the thing is again, I have this one friend, um, who has, matter of fact, I have a few friends that have a crush on me. Okay.
Hmm.
I know the crush is there. What I won't do is play with you.
Right.
But what they'll do is to get in the
Yeah,
door.
I'm not
I
into the
just want to
teasing
come and
thing.
chill out with you. I just want to come and sit down and watch a movie with.
But Tasha,
They'll
who
say
cares
that.
what they do? Who you know what they about. It doesn't matter what they say. You know.
Okay, but I'm gonna make you keep to your word.
No. If you know
Word,
that that dude is what he's
word.
about, I don't give a shit what
Then
he
don't
said.
play with me. Then don't play with me, because if you know I'm not stupid and I know you like me, and I'm telling you, the reason why I haven't invited you over again, because I don't want to lead you on. I'm not feeling you like that. Maybe down the line I will, but you're trying to rush things into the bedroom. Then respect that.
Maybe down the line.
Yeah, because a woman don't feel a man right away. Sometimes women, it's been friends of mine where I just, I didn't feel them right away, but as the years go on, or even months go on,
He
I
fell to the
started to
bottom of the
I started
pecking
to have
order.
some feelings for that person. That's happened to before to me,
Hmm.
There's a pecking order.
and then
That's
there's
the
some
guys
guys
who's
I'm
gonna
just
play that
straight,
bullshit.
I'm into that person right away, but
I
it
ain't
just,
playing. I ain't playing that fucking months and years bullshit. Fuck that.
There's a pecking order. You
But like I
fall on the
said, I
bottom
agree.
and
I
shit.
agree with you though. Like,
I might come back
don't
and look at
present
your
yourself.
application later on.
Don't present
right.
yourself one way if it's really the other way. I agree with that. I
Yeah,
agree with that. But at the
because
same token, though, if
mhm,
you already know what this dude is about, I don't give a shit what he says. It's your choice whether you let him in your house or not. And I'm saying don't let that nigga in, because if he gets in, you know what's gonna happen.
yeah,
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know.
Like I
yeah,
know. Yeah, when it
which
comes
is
to
why
my
most,
space, of course.
mhm,
Yeah, don't let him in. Don't matter
yeah,
what he says.
and this is the reason why most women are alone, because we know that. We know he likes you like that. We know he feeling us like that.
And
We know he want more.
if you're
We
not feeling
know that.
him, don't even go there. If you're not
Exactly.
feeling that dude, don't even go there with him.
Yeah,
Right.
don't
Because
go
But
there.
I'm
when
I
it
don't
telling
when
want
you
it
to
the
play
comes
with
down,
male
anybody's emotions.
I'm
I
telling you
can't
the
do that.
male mind, and if a guy that is feeling the girl and that girl tells him, "Come over to my house, we're gonna watch some movies," he's interpreting that way differently than what y'all is putting out there.
I agree.
Okay, but then I got to make sure that the other people around when I invite them over to watch a movie. When I say watch a movie, damn it, we gonna
Thank
all
you,
watch the movie together.
thank you.
Damn it.
There you go. You want company? Make it a party.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, make it a
That way you ain't got
party
to worry about him
versus
doing nothing.
him
Yeah.
being by himself. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
Invite
want
several
just
friends over.
you and him in the house. He's attracted to you, and you got all that ass, and he just supposed to be sitting up there watching Netflix. Come on now, let's stop it. Let's be adults.
Yeah. Let's be adults. You stop staring
No,
at my
being
ass and
adult.
watch the
No,
fucking
being
movie.
adults is not him not fucking being there.
We're doomed. As a people, we are doomed.
I know. I got this big ass, but just ignore it. Netflix is on. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of
That
here.
is,
It
yeah,
ain't. You know what? Don't let ass tear you. Don't let ass get your feelings
Okay,
hurt.
all right,
Hurt.
right.
whatever,
Don't
The
let
ass
my
should
ass
not
get your feelings
mesmerize
hurt.
you enough to where
whatever.
Don't let
you
my
take
eyes
the,
get your
yeah,
feelings hurt. Why would you
yeah.
do that? As a man, why would you do that? If I ain't giving you no energy like that and you sitting across from me in my living room watching a movie with me, I'm not sitting next to you. I'm not sitting on your lap. I'm not doing none of these things. Don't let that get you in trouble.
I'm
You
telling
came over
y'all.
to watch a movie with me in my living room.
I'm telling y'all now. Y'all can take it. My advice, if you want to, you can leave it alone. Do not have that nigga in your house watching no goddamn movie. Get a cat, get a
I got you.
dog, or get a couple of your female friends if you want company to watch a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
That's playing.
If you
That's
don't have
playing
intentions,
games.
yeah, if you don't have intentions on building with this person, they shouldn't be in your space in the first place. Like, let's be clear about that part. In order
Yeah,
to get in my space, we got to be building towards something. I'm not just gonna invite some random over and shit and say, "Hey, let's come over and watch Netflix
There
and
you
chill."
go. That's all I'm
You
saying.
know? Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not saying that everything has to, um, end up that way. I mean, it's you got two adults. Y'all can determine what you want to do. But my thing is, I know for me and for most men, it's like we equate our time and our space just like y'all do with your vagina.
right.
And if you don't want to be used for your vagina, we don't want to be used for our time and our space.
And money.
It feels like we being taken advantage of. Like you want, oh, so you want to spend time with me. Like I said, you want to make me a time hoe.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to whore out my time to you and get
Yeah,
nothing in return. Just like you would whore out to me with your vagina and get nothing in return. It's the
right.
same thing.
Yeah, I can't do that.
But a dick
It'll have
ain't
to have
feeling.
to be
Right.
connect. Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, Mark. And I get what you. Don't get me wrong. I get exactly what you're saying. I think I want to add to that. Make sure that you make your requests known. If you're not trying to be Tasha's friend, don't say friend.
I agree. Well,
If
thousand
you're
percent.
feeling me like that, then say you're feeling me. But if I don't call you and I don't invite you over, if all of that stops because now you've made your feelings known to me and I'm not feeling the same way, then understand what happened there. Don't
Right.
make me say it because now you're trying to force a interaction between us. Why you let I want to come over again? Well, you said you wanted more. I didn't want more, and I don't want to lead you on. So that's the reason why you're not here.
Hmm.
And don't
Yeah.
get upset about that because I'm trying to keep from making you feel
I'm
some type
trying to
of way.
spare feelings. Yeah, it's about
Right.
Right.
I'm
sparing
trying to
feelings and
spare
shit. Like I'm
feelings
trying to,
because
yeah.
I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt a good friend that I thought was trying to be a good friend to me. But if things change and it didn't change with me, that's not, you know,
Yeah, I agree.
just
I agree.
make your request known. It's that
Yeah,
easy to me.
I agree a
Yeah, be
thousand
Because
intentional
percent.
about
if
what
you
you
just want
expect
to
from
fuck,
each other.
if if you just want to have sex with me and I'm feeling you like that, it may not happen that night, but it may happen another night. So, I understand that. But if I'm not feeling you and I don't call you no more and you're not over here with me no more, there's a reason behind that. I don't want to hurt you.
Mhm. And also, like, there are some times where a guy, because I know, like with me, where you want to spend your time with that person,
Yeah.
and it doesn't necessarily have to be sex because you enjoy their company.
Hmm.
But, and the key
But
to that is,
I'm not finna be just like you don't want your money spent and you want me to dibble and dabble, skedaddle in your dollar bills. I don't want you, doing the same thing in my stuff. So
yeah, you lost me there. What's the point you was making?
no, no. Okay. I don't want someone that's going to say, I'm coming by there, and this is what's going to happen. But then when I say, okay, I need you to pay for this, because we're not in a relationship, it's just a sexual thing. You know, again, we got to make sure that we understand each other, because if you don't want your dollars tampered with, then you don't get to, no, we're not doing that.
Oh, okay. You was making a completely different point than the one I was making. But what I was saying is the man, and keep in mind, see, I don't want to add like dishonest people into the mix because then that skews the conversation. I'm assuming that you're dealing with two adults.
Mm-hmm.
When these scenarios
Functional
I'm
adults.
presenting is adults, right? If a guy like me, if I say I'm gonna come over, yo, I want us to check this movie out. You best believe we're going to check the movie out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't like that being coy bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends on if the guy now if the guy and he's honest and he has some type of integrity
Mm-hmm.
and you have I guess some experience or with this person. I mean, because that's not something you come to with somebody you just met because you don't know them.
Right.
There has to be some type of history there where you can understand that this means what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
fine. Y'all can watch a movie together. I mean, I watch movies with friends of mine
Mm-hmm.
without us fucking.
Yeah. I'm
I've
one of
done
them.
that. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
So it can be done. But what I'm saying is, when you know, because I believe when women say I don't know this, get the fuck out of here. You know when somebody like you.
Absolutely.
So when you have that dude over, you playing. You're playing.
Yep.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
have him fucking over. Period. I don't give a shit what he says.
Absolutely. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
I, I,
Absolutely.
I, I agree with it, but it just ain't always what I do. Cause I don't play with me either.
Will change.
Cause if I say if you tell me you want to be my friend, you better be my fucking friend
Nah, don't
and
go
do
by what
friend
they
shit.
say. Go by how they, what they act like. Because people will say anything, but you can tell how a person is by how they act.
Right.
That's what I
And
go
I've
by.
had friend and I got friends that like, I shoot, every friend I got likes me, but if you tell me, I'm your friend, Tasha, we cool, we buddies, we this, we that, then I'm not looking at nothing else for you because you keep saying I just want to be your friend, Tasha. I just want to be your friend. If you keep saying that, then that's how I'm gonna treat you.
You know what's so funny about this conversation? That even those guys who's your friend let you go up to them and say, "Yo, you want some head in between this commercial break?" and see what happens. He
Do
will
that
be
look
friend
again.
that.
That look was legendary.
That's so I'm just saying. We know what time it is. It's like all this friend shit. Like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, I know
I,
my guy friends are not just my guy friends for it's because I placed them in that category and shit. Like I told you, I'm quick to homeboy a guy up quick.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm quick to
And
do
you
it.
know what? We don't do it because we want to, just friend him. It's because we
Right,
can't fuck everybody. We can't fuck
right,
all of them.
right.
I agree. I agree with
He just be
you.
out here.
All
We
I'm
Oh,
can't
saying
fuck
is,
everybody.
all I'm saying is,
Please.
Tasha, all of them don't have to be in your fucking house. That makes it
No,
a whole
and
lot
all of them are
easier.
not in my house. I spend 90% of my time alone
There you
because
go.
of that reason.
There you
Because
go.
I'm
I
not
said
I
that
don't want to
100%.
play that game. I
There you
don't
go.
want to do that. But the
Absolutely,
ones that I
absolutely.
trust, that I've had years of, it's been just nothing but friendship,
Right.
and I trust them like that. I know that if I dropped them, they would, it would be down like that. I know that, but
Mhm.
they respect me enough to understand that, okay, Tasha, the only, if I want to be close to Tasha, this is the only way I can be close to her, and I respect that in them.
Oh, Andrea is killing me.
What did you say?
Let me
Well,
put it up.
there's some people that might challenge her with that. Some people feel like they can fuck everybody.
No, not Tasha. Mm-mm. You know, you can't have everybody, and you know you can't have everybody. So sometimes women will friend a guy because he's a great guy. He's a sweet person. You know,
Oh
you
Lord.
want
Oh,
that
you're killing
energy
me right
around
now.
you. You want
Killing
that
me.
good energy around you. It ain't about sex with that person. You just want that energy around you.
You are killing me right now.
I mean, for me, that's what it is. You know, the
That's
people
like the
that I've
kiss
known for
of death.
years, I want their
To
energy
be
around
friend
me. If I
zoned?
didn't want them
Yeah.
around me, they wouldn't be around me.
That's the kiss of death. Whenever I hear some girl talking about, oh yes, anything like nice and sweet or two, like that's like cursing a nigga out.
Damn.
Nice and sweet. Oh, you're nice. You're sweet.
Damn.
I'm like, my reaction to that is always, well, give me some of that nice ass.
Right. Yeah.
Andre.
Give me some of that sweet ass. Since I'm so sweet, shouldn't I get a reward for being sweet?
Yeah, I've cooked for my friends. They've cooked for me.
I ain't talking about no cooking.
Why ass got to
Why
be
does
the
a
only gift you
reward though?
accept?
Like, why the fuck do we need to give you a fucking reward to be a gentleman? Like,
Oh
seriously,
no,
fuck
fuck
out of
that
here.
gentleman shit. That gentleman shit is bullshit.
See, ass
Lies.
is the only
There are
only gift a
gentlemen.
man will accept. A friend will accept.
No, I'm saying if being friendly is so great and fantastic, what am I getting for being a friend? Your undying appreciation? Oh wow.
So you don't want to be friends with
Wow.
women? Is that what you're
That
saying?
is so
No, you can't be
great.
friends with women.
No, I'm saying understand dudes. That's all I'm saying. Understand how men think.
Andrea said sex
So
is a
men don't
reward.
want to be friends with women. They
No,
just
that's
want to fuck
no.
them. Is
I'm
that what you're trying to
saying
say?
do not put yourself in situations and then be surprised when shit happens the way it does because you're not thinking like
But
men
everybody
think.
ain't got them problems though.
Yeah, they don't go there. That's how they don't have those problems. Once they know what time it
So
is,
do you
that's
think
it.
that every female male dynamic at some point in time, like they they want some sort of sexual, like men and women can't be friends?
No, I would never say that because I have female friends. Natasha's my friend, Mariella's my friend, Andrea's my friend.
Never
Okay.
slept together.
Okay.
So you could be friends with a
Mhm.
woman. But I think
And with me and Mark, we decided we weren't gonna go any further because we wanted to be good friends with that mutually,
Right.
you know. So but I just feel like, you know, sometimes guys just need to understand how women are too. We want men as friends. We don't just want
but
our girlfriends as friends.
well, don't speak for women, speak for you. I always tell you that. Stop speaking for
I
women.
have more male friends than I
Dude
have female
says,
friends.
dude says I disagree with the homie. Those dude, Dub Cal, you will not get a strong argument from me, son.
Dub Cal says it means you're standing there while the white culture whips their what?
It means you're standing there while the white culture whips. What? I don't get that. You're gonna have to break that
Continue,
down.
Dub Cal.
But I wouldn't like he said he doesn't he disagrees with I think me saying that men and women can be friends. I'm not gonna strongly disagree with him on that
Hmm.
because most of the time he's right.
Hmm.
You know, it's always like some ulterior motives and stuff. Oh, he says he's drunk. It's cool, dude. It's cool.
It's Friday, man. We
It's
understand.
cool.
Yeah. Wow. You got me
Sex
rethinking about
sex
all
is
my
a
male
reward.
friends.
Sex is a reward. Hell yeah, man.
But my question is, why is that the only reward y'all like you guys want?
Right.
It ain't the only one, but it's like all right, let me ask
It's
you
the
something.
only one. Don't
Then
lie.
why we
Let me
can't
ask you
pop some
something.
Knock that
popcorn
shit off.
and watch a movie then?
What's the
Call it what the
reward for
fuck it
you?
is.
Some Jiffy.
What's the reward for you? In the interaction between you and this so-called friend, what's the reward for you?
The reward is the companionship,
His time.
and mine, because he's not the only person that's what giving time. I'm giving
Yeah,
time
but
too.
you want to give
Because
time. He don't want to give
I
it.
could have been getting dick.
That's what he's trying to give you.
from the one I wanted it from.
Well, then why is he there?
Cause I don't. I right now I can't fuck every day all day.
So you want to use his time in between you fucking?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Thank you for
I wasn't
thank you for
saying that
validating
shit.
the very point that I was making. Thank you.
I'm not saying you're
See, I
wrong,
was
but
with
I'm saying
you
So
until you said
so
that shit.
all I'm
Gotcha.
telling
You
is
on your
don't be
own.
the jackass that's sitting up there watching Netflix with Tasha. That's what I'm saying. On some
I
old
was
friend
with you
shit.
until you said that shit. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I don't feel that way. No.
Yeah,
I
she
can't.
said she
Nah,
want to
bruh.
use his stupid ass
hey,
in between dick.
Mark, can you
Like
put
between that.
the can you put the link in for Dub Cow? He wants to get in on the conversation.
I think men. Oh, now this one I disagree on. He says I think men spend most of the thinking about sex while women want a deep conversation. I think it's the exact opposite. Women think about sex more than men do.
Amen. Me and my homie
Well,
talk about
we
this
think about
all the
sex the
time.
minute we
Women
meet
just
you.
don't tell people that they do, but they think
Yeah,
about it just as
we
much.
think about sex the minute we meet you because the first thing I'm looking at is, are you fuckable?
Yeah.
You
You
know.
think about it before when you meet us, after you meet us, during. That's on your mind all the fucking time. I mean, they
Hmm.
want to make it seem like guys got sex on the brain. I remember me and Dev used to talk about this. Rest in peace. Um,
Rest in peace.
we would always say, me and Dev would be on the phone for hours and not talk about sex
Okay.
for hours and not even bring up women.
Right.
And that's not unusual. I have most of my male friends that I have conversations with where we really start talking. It's not about women. It's not about sex.
Okay.
So that's why I find it odd when women say, "Oh, y'all guys think about it sex." No, that's what you call projecting. All you think about is sex. That's the reason why guys have to use sexual innuendo when they have conversations with you. Everything has to be littered with this sexual innuendo and appealing to this sex because that's what's on your mind.
Right. Dub Cal, can you see the link in the comments? BBSG Worldwide StreamYard link. Click that link, and I think it should lead you to the guest, and I can add you.
Yeah. What happened to Dre? She can't jump in?
Drea is nine times out of 10 at work,
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
probably
right.
can't. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually she's on here. But I mean, and I get what don't get me wrong. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. I just feel that Andrea says, when I talk to men, I do not want to discuss sex.
No, not with men. I'm talking about with women.
I don't
Women
want to
think
discuss
about
sex with
women
women every time.
women think about sex and talk about sex much more than men do.
Not with each other, we don't.
No, we don't. Not with each other. I don't have discussions
Are you
Women
talking
about
about
used
sex
to.
with my
yourself?
sister. She's my best friend.
Yeah,
I
me and
don't have
Tanika,
discussions
but
about that.
Oh, okay. All
mm,
right. You're talking about you using anecdotal evidence. You're talking about yourself. Okay.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and see, it's a lot of things. Women have learned not to talk about sex with each other because it's that bitch that'll be looking at ways to get your man. So we don't have them conversations like that no more. Is
Hmm.
we're very careful of what we talk about and who we talk about it to now.
Right. But
True.
I don't mean
Fact.
necessarily your man. I mean, I can understand that, but I mean just in general, like a
Mhm.
general conversation on sex.
Nah, we don't. Mm-mm. We don't talk
No,
about that.
Well,
any
that's unusual.
conversations I've had about sex has always been with a man or the man or a friend.
Yeah. Majority of my conversations about sex have always been with men. I don't have conversations about sex with my female friends. I don't
Right.
talk to my female friends on a daily basis, but I do talk to my male friends on a daily basis. We at
Yeah.
least
Hmm.
exchange words in some capacity on a daily basis. And I have very good friends, female friends, We don't. That's a topic we don't talk about.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why we don't talk about it. We don't. I want to respect her, and I want her to respect my, like, that's information that's sacred for me. And I don't want to share that with a female, but I would feel more comfortable sharing it with a man because I can get a man's point of view.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, me and Natasha talk about sex.
Yeah. So
Me and Mariella
me
and
and my
stuff like that.
guy best friend, we talk about it as well. He talks to me about his female issues or somebody like him or whatever, and vice versa. I do the exact same thing to him, and we,
Yeah.
talk things
I
through or
think,
whatever. And we've
yeah,
never went there.
men and women can be friends if you have a grown ass man and a grown ass woman and they're adults. I done
Absolutely.
posted that link a few times. How come he can't see the link?
Andrea says, I have convos about sex with my female friends, not even generalized convo about sex.
Is she asking me that or
She's
you
saying that
guys?
she does have him.
No, she's saying, do y'all even have generalized conversations about sex?
No. Mm-mm. I got 2 female best friends outside of my sister and my cousin.
Right.
I think I probably tell them
is
more than
my
anything.
cousin, Tanya.
Mhm.
Well, I won't say her name, but you know who I'm talking about. And Tanika.
Right.
Yeah, we'll have those conversations because I trust them. I
Right.
trust them with my
But any
information.
female outside of
But
that, nah, I don't
no,
have those conversations.
Okay, that makes
I
sense.
don't play them type of games.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't talk to, like, I never talk to guys. I mean, even Dev was closest. Like, Dev and probably my cousin Larry is two closest to me, and we don't talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, I don't. They don't, like, if I'm with somebody, I don't talk to them about any of that. I don't talk to
Yep.
anybody about anything
Yep.
that I'm doing sexually except with the person that I'm doing it with.
Say that. Say that.
That's it. I feel like
Yep.
that's highly disrespectful, man. That is
Right.
like
Absolutely.
highly disrespectful.
Hold on, guys. Let me try to send this to Dub Cal on through his messenger. Hold on.
Hmm. He says I'm drunk, but not blurry drunk. What's blurry drunk?
I have no
He can
idea.
still see straight, I guess. He can still see straight. He's not. It's. I guess things are not
Oh,
blurred.
okay.
No. Okay.
If his speech is not slurred, I
I don't
guess he
know.
can do good. Because we're gonna have to talk, so hopefully his speech isn't slurred.
Okay, I just sent it to him.
Mhm.
Dub Cal, I just sent it to you in your messenger. Go to your messenger. It's from Latasha.
But I
Click
think
on that link.
ultimately, Latasha, it's all
Mhm.
about, like, I agree with you. It's about communication and honesty. Like,
Yeah.
if you interact with each other, it should be honest conversation, man,
Mm-hmm.
so that there's no misunderstandings. Everybody knows what time it is,
Right.
and I think it'll work like
And
that.
that's all. That's all I want. That's all. At the end of the day, that's all I want is
Hmm.
just to be honest. Don't tell me one thing and you know it's something else because I'm gonna make you keep to what you said.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just me. I'm gonna make you keep to what you said. Why is he calling me? Dub Cow, click the link, and so I can put you on the stream. Not don't call me on Messenger because I'm live right now. But this has been an interesting conversation, to say the
Yeah.
least. Um, how was everybody's holiday?
Mine was
Um,
nice and quiet.
Uneventful.
Any Mine too, to be honest. I had a fish fry. I didn't fix not one piece of Thanksgiving meal.
Me
Wow.
neither. I didn't have anything Thanksgiving
Yeah.
related. Uh-oh.
Andrea, hey,
The bonnet lady is on. She's rocking the bonnet. Kevin Samuels would be pissed at you right now.
I don't care.
Right. Say that. There
Somebody
he
else just
is.
popped in.
Hello. My bad.
Peace.
Yeah. Now, I was gonna say, like, I agree with you. I mean, I know too. Like, personally though, like when I've tried to go with girls and stuff though, like I think the girls that I've been trying to go with though, they automatically think in their head that oh, this dude just want to have sex, but it's not true. Like, I really just want to have intellectual conversation, no matter what it leads down to at the end though. But at the end, you don't really know, so you really just want a conversation where you can feel that connection.
Yeah, that means you're honest. You're an honest person.
Yeah, truthful and honest, you know what I'm saying? You give the girl, I mean, I don't know what the expectations are like with women, but for me personally, I have no expectations. I just want, I just want something that's gonna make my mind stimulate.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that that's what most adults do, you know?
you're the new
Yes, yes. But I've been like that since I'm 17 though. Like, I'm 39 now, but I've been like that even through like high school and shit. Like I've not been a player. I've always been that like girlfriend boyfriend mentality. But on the weird aspect of that too though is I've been cheated on a lot too because I am the way that I am like that though. So I don't know. Maybe you guys have a theory on that one. I'm not sure.
You said you get cheated on because you're like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm married now. I found me a good girl like that. Well, I don't. Let me see. Let me not say good girl like 'cause that sounds kind of weird to me. But a real woman, a real
Mm-hmm.
woman. But
And
Yeah, I
what?
think
before that, yeah, I got cheated on a lot just for being, Mr. Nice Guy, I guess you call it.
yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
gets back to what we were saying earlier. It's like
Mhm.
people the small minority has to suffer for the actions of the many,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep,
unfortunately.
absolutely.
Mhm.
And I don't know, like, too, if it's like, like social media. I'm not talking about the news necessarily, but like Facebook, Instagram, like things like that. So like I go online and I'll see a girl talking about they want real relationships, but then they got pictures of them like posing in lingerie and shit like that too. So I'm like, and then I'm in my mind I'm wondering though, what kind of girls are you dating? Because I see other posts where they're like, oh, guys are all sexist and stuff like that. But it's like, but when you post the pictures that you post, you're basically inviting the guy to think something in their head that's not really there though. So you're confusing the situation or hiding something about your insecurity though that you've had because of things maybe that done in the past, or maybe that's just the way you are. I don't know.
Yeah. And
Or
we,
I usually say they full of shit because they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, no,
I
that could be
agree.
true too. That could be true too.
I
Just I
agree.
guess it depends
It's
on the woman, right?
yeah, because what happens is that when women do that, she's not in she doesn't want certain men to approach her
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah,
because those pictures are gonna work for the man she's trying to attract.
right.
Hmm.
It's just
But
not going to work for everybody else. And though everybody else, that's wondering, well, shoot, you've got the picture up there. I came for the picture. I came for the energy of the picture. And she's like, no, that energy wasn't meant for you. It was meant for somebody that I'm actually interested in, that I want to be with, the kind of guy I want to attract.
right,
And not realizing she's attracting all kinds of men.
that's true. And
So
they're probably not
it's
even
stupid.
really into her. They're just
Yeah,
going
and
those
it's
videos.
really messed up. It's a messed up mentality because women don't understand, a lot of things when it comes down to those pictures, which
I
is why
agree.
sometimes, you have to be careful what energy you put out there
Right,
because people are every man is reading that the same way.
right. Well, what is that? What's that called? The laws of attraction. You
Hmm.
know, like that's true. Like what you put out there, even if it's just not even like, you know, uh, if it's not even like verbally, but like because I got friends who are females that like they talk about wanting like a good guy that's going to take care of them and this and that, but then I see them on Saturday and Sunday with like short skirts and stuff, practically showing their ass over at the club dancing with guys they don't even know. And I'm not saying that that's not, whatever. I did that too, but it's like But then
Mhm.
like the next day I see them and they're talking about like, why can't guys just see me as a woman? And it's like, but and the same thing goes with guys too. Like if guys want to be approached and taken seriously a certain way, they gotta. I'm not saying act your age necessarily, but act like your mind is qualified for the sort of knowledge, like because I don't know, girls. I'm not sure if all girls are like that, but there's a lot of girls out there that I've been with that want to have an intellectual conversation though. So,
Mhm.
and I don't know if girls have a problem doing. I mean, women. I mean, men have a problem doing that though. But that's been my experience. So before I met my wife, at least.
Mhm. Yeah, different strokes for different folks. There's different women that want different things. I personally I want male friends. I have nothing but male friends. I have more male friends than I do female friends, and that's just
Right.
been the way I was from almost a toddler.
Right.
It's just been nothing but boys around me. So I'm gonna naturally attract men because I just been all that's always been my energy.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Well,
that I wanted it
the
that
right
way.
men
It's
won't
just
be
that's been my energy,
right. Exactly though. Like,
and I identify
the
with men more than I identify with women in a lot of ways.
right, right. Which you know, in a certain circumstance like that, that's actually good because you know how men think, and like when you come
Hmm.
across a certain guy that you think is the right one, you're
Right.
gonna know it though because you hang out with guys, you know what they think, you know what they talk about, you
Hmm.
know what they feel, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I hear that a lot from my guy friends or from guys in general. They like, we like you because you think like us.
Right.
Mhm.
Um, it's
Hmm.
not always a good thing for me, but I mean, I'm just just and I need a home
Yeah,
girl.
yeah,
But I'm
because they always
just
treat you like a
saying.
homegirl, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I'm
no, I feel
saying
you
I
on that.
think like a guy and shit. So a lot of times, yeah, I think I get friend zone, and then I friend zone guys as well on both ends. But yeah, I
I
have
think a
more
lot of
male
guys
friends as
have a hard
well.
time with that friend zone thing. I don't know. Maybe I mean this is probably just me thinking that way, but like it's a very like you're walking on a thin line trying to keep that balance though too. But then a lot of that has to do with how insecure the person is, not just male or female, but in general though, and maybe what they've experienced in the past. Because I mean,
Hmm.
like me, I like my wife. Oh, I'm gonna go out to the club and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, have fun. Because the way I see it though is that when you're in a relationship though, like we got 3 kids, so um, I'm not saying I'm lazy, but my wife does a lot of work around the house, and then she's also a nurse at a hospital. So when she comes home, I try to make it my everyday thing where I just take the kids outside so that way she could sit on the couch by herself and quiet, maybe have a drink of wine or something like that though. So and a lot of guys fuck up when it comes to that too. Like they need to they they need to realize, like guys will go have their moments without any thought onto what their girl feels, and then the girl will go do it and they won't care. But then the second they start feeling jealous, that's because they are insecure in their own mind and they feel like, oh, she's trying to play with me. But it's not like that though. Like my girl never cheated on me once, and I feel comfortable with her going to club. If she goes on trips, I feel comfortable with that. I'll sit there and stay with my 3 kids though, just for her to get that peace of mind.
Good going, Dub Cow. Good going.
Sounds
And from
sounds
one
like a
nurse to
mature.
the husband of another nurse. Good going.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it
Absolutely.
sounds like a mature relationship.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you know what? But to be honest with you, though, it took a lot of maturing on my part. I'm 39. I didn't really start maturing until like a year ago, though. So like my lady, I'm not saying I cheated on my lady. That's not what I'm saying. But like my mentality, I came from the streets. I was used to a certain way, and then like you get to a point in your life when you're realizing that like nobody's there for you. Like I
Hmm.
lost my mind, and no one was there for me but my lady, and it was like that moment is what I realized though. Like your home is where the home. It sounds cliche, but where home is where your home's at though. Every day, if you get to go drive home, pull in your driveway, pull in your garage, you get to come home. Even if she's asleep though, it
Right.
is so beautiful to me. It's so beautiful when I see my wife sleep because it means that she's comfortable. It means that she's relaxed. It means that she, you know, and then I realized I got to step it up too probably and make it so she's really not so tired. You
Right.
know, So it is what it is, But like right now, for example, she doesn't like me drinking, but I'm over here drinking, and she doesn't have a problem with it, though. Uh, let me take that back. I don't know if she has a problem with it, but she's not bugging me about it though, because the truth is, I'm drinking by myself. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I don't gotta go with the homies just to drink and shit. Like I fuck my homies. I don't give a shit though. I'm like I'd rather be sitting
A
at home
grown
getting
ass
drunk.
man.
No, go
A
ahead.
grown ass man, a grown ass husband, and a grown ass father.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really
Yes,
do.
sir.
I
That's a
Absolutely.
really do.
compliment.
So, but I don't
So
want to
get
take
your
up all the
grown man
airwaves though right
ass
now.
on,
You know
right?
what I'm saying?
Get your
But,
grown man on.
I came on this conversation because I was, I'm listening though, and the truth is though,
Hmm.
is that like everyone's got their opinion,
Yeah.
but the fact is though that it comes both ways. Like
Yeah.
it's not one sided though. If it's one sided and you're getting a divorce or your wife is cheating or your husband cheating, half the time, more than half the time, it's probably you. You just don't want to accept it.
Right.
Yeah, and see, that's the
Takes
thing.
two people
We
to
don't
fuck
we
up a
keep blaming
relationship.
each other, and it takes two to tango. It takes two to make things wrong.
Right,
Hmm.
How you respond and how she responds, it matters.
right,
How you take every situation, it matters.
Absolutely.
How
People,
you fix
it's
every
easier to be
situation
a
matters.
victim. It's
Mhm.
easier to be a victim.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
Sometimes
easy
it's
for a
not
lot
your
of
fault,
people.
but it becomes
Like
your responsibility once it's your situation.
That's
Right.
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 Exactly.
absolutely.
It
Especially
may
if you're
not be your
married, though.
fault.
Like,
Hmm. And I always say it like this: if you're in a relationship with somebody, you know, I, the reason why I don't argue anymore in relationships is because it takes too much energy to do all of that.
right,
And
and you
I'd
don't
rather
fix any
get back,
situation. You don't
yeah,
fix any situation.
right. I'd rather get back to the love part, not
Hmm.
the hate part. The hate part is going to keep us separated. The
Yeah.
hate part, the kids is going to feel. The hate part, the house is going to be tense. I
Hmm.
don't want that for my home. I don't want that for my children, my grandchildren. I don't want that.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Yeah, I
if
don't
I
want
if
that for
I
my
get if
living
I
space.
hurry up and get through that disagreement, I can get back to the love part.
Right. And
You know,
here's the thing: people don't want to talk about in a relationship. People have a hard time talking about what they feel, and they think that like automatically it's like a divorce that needs to be happening or cheating and stuff. I know what you need to do is you need to get therapy. Like I have marriage counseling like every week,
hmm
and not because of me. It's because I want to know how my woman feels about me when they're too scared or too uncomfortable for telling me in person. Because I could leave out of there and realize, though, this is what I gotta fix. And if you don't fix it, you're gonna get a divorce. And if you get a divorce, it's not her fault, it's you. It's not his fault, it's you. Depends on the situation.
Yeah.
totally agree.
Hmm.
Andrea,
Yes. Hello.
hey,
Hello.
How are you all doing?
I'm
Hey,
well,
sorry I
I'm
was
doing
sending
very good
you
though,
into a Tasmanian fit over there.
You know
right.
what? It was all of this
Hey, but
conversation
I
going on in the
appreciate you guys
house.
letting me in this conversation. I really do. Like
No,
I have a lot of
we
experience.
enjoyed hearing your viewpoints. I think that's fantastic. I think I really wish well for you and your wife. It sounds like you're doing very very well.
Thank you. Not
Yeah,
Exactly.
not bad for being drunk, right?
Not
not at
bad.
all.
Not bad at all.
When I'm drunk, you don't need to have me on anything when I'm drunk.
Get
Yeah.
your Shaka Khan on, okay? Get
Yeah.
your Shaka
Yeah,
Khan on.
no,
Yeah.
no. Shaka wasn't slurring nearly as much as I do when I'm inebriated. So no.
It's all good. It's nothing but love, you know what I'm saying? But speaking of kids and wife though, I even though I'm kind of drunk, I got to go back and deal with the kids so my wife could go watch some TV and everything. But I want to say though,
Enjoy.
thank you very much. You guys
Yeah.
are all beautiful people, and I hope to have more conversations like this though. And I'm
Oh, we
really
would
proud
love
of
to
what you
have
got
you
going on.
on.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Awesome.
definitely. Come back.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you.
Much love.
Bye.
You take good care. Peace.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bless you.
This has been a very interesting conversation, to
Absolutely.
say the least. And we're about 2.5 hours in. So
Oh wow.
before my battery goes all the way out, I
Yeah.
think, I think my last words with this is that, we have a duty to each other to understand each other. We have a duty to understand each other, not to dismiss each other all the time just because I'm a female and he's a male. We have to listen to each other. We have to listen to what makes that person tick. Um, and if that person likes you and you not feeling them, it's best to maybe just tell them, all I see you as is a friend right now. Maybe things may change down the line, and maybe, I don't know, that might be dangerous to say too, but just
Yeah, I
let
was just
them
getting
know.
ready to say, leave that part out.
Yeah, that could be dangerous too, because then you got somebody holding on,
Yep.
with expectations that, well, I'm not gonna get married, I'm not gonna meet nobody because Tasha said, and down the line, and then that's pressure
Yeah, I
on
don't
them.
never say down the line. Cut
Yeah,
that shit.
so yeah, skip that part.
Yeah.
Take that out the reel.
Down the line.
So
No, no, down the line, because that
Production,
just
delete that.
means you trying
yeah,
to let him down.
yeah,
No, you
take
need
that
to
out,
tell
please.
him no.
Yeah,
There you go.
Period.
There
yeah,
you go.
Just
Because
no. Period. That's the end of it.
there's no
mhm,
down the line.
yeah. Andrea, last words.
Not much. I just wanted to say, sorry I was so late. I didn't even know you guys were coming on. I think it completely slipped my mind, and then lots of stuff going on. It's the
Yeah,
holiday weekend. My
it
mom is
is.
in town. All kinds of stuff. So
Oh, tell her I
it's
said
I
hello.
will. I will. So
Yeah,
it's
give
been
mama
nice.
a hug.
It's been really nice because you know I hate to have my mom all the way in Florida and I'm here. Hate it. Hate it. But
Right.
I'm gonna make my way down there eventually. I'm glad everybody's well, and I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank
Oh,
Absolutely.
we
You
you.
as
ready?
Thank
well.
you.
Thanks.
All
Well,
right,
you
y'all.
guys, it's been Mr. Mark. You want to finish this conversation? Take us on out.
Peace.
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 Oh, Tasha, hit me up after
Peace.
we end this. Call me
Okay,
after we end it.
I
All
will.
right.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.